It's
Yeah.
funny because I was thinking about that recently myself.
What kind of person sits there and worries about EMP blasts?
I guess I do. I
Like,
mean,
do
I
you like
wasn't
it?
worrying. It was more like wow, if that happened, that would like change everything.
Do you like
Yeah.
run downstairs to make sure that like all the clocks are still running and then just go, oh, thank God. Ah, another night where an EMP blast did not go off.
No,
Oof.
Oh my
not
goodness.
really.
No, no. So you jerk off first, then you run downstairs to see if all the clocks are running, and then go, oh, thank God the EMP blast did
If,
not go off.
exactly,
Okay,
exactly.
that's good. I'm gonna get your priorities. So okay, before we started everything, the usual question is, who's drinking
Yeah.
what?
Yeah. So
Uh,
Skippy,
well,
what are you drinking today?
Oh, all right, I'll start. So I am drinking something that a good friend has hand delivered not too long ago. There you go. All right,
Ooh.
hey,
and
that
Oh,
looks
the
like
apple
something that
pie.
I've hand delivered.
that is something you hand delivered. And so this is Rattlesnake Rosie's. This is the apple pie one. So Kevin, I don't know if you were there for that, but I tried it and then put us and sent Jerry a message going, dude, maybe I'm missing something, but this really tastes bad. Like I
I
knew
didn't like it
I was
either.
yeah, no, but here's the thing. So I was like, there's something weird, and like my wife tried it and she's like, yeah, it's got a really weird taste, and we're just like, well, all right, their other whiskey's really good, but I guess this is crap. And then literally as Jerry was replying to me, my wife goes, maybe you have to shake it or something. And lo and behold, on the lid,
On the
it
lid.
gives you directions to shake it. And once you shake it, the flavor is completely different and it's actually really, really good.
That's
I got
hilarious.
about so I'm just like yeah, so but unfortunately the message went out. Jerry scolded me. I felt bad. And there you go. So now I drink it correctly and it's actually really good. It's not as good as the maple bacon, but I mean that's
Yeah.
a pretty like tall
Maple
bar to
bacon
set.
is awesome.
Yeah, the maple bacon is pretty incredible.
I have to
So,
figure out how to get some.
I could
but
see
this
that
wait, what do you mean
Kevin's.
get some? You
Oh,
live? Don't they make it like down the street from where you live?
No, down the street
no,
from
that's
Jerry.
yeah from me.
Yeah, yeah, but Jerry
And like if
lives two streets down, doesn't he? Aren't you guys like all
what?
in the same like upstate? Like aren't you all like living in the Hamptons or something? I assume everybody lives in upstate New York, just lives in huge
Hamptons
mansions
is
in the
Long
woods.
Island, so that's not even upstate.
Yeah, and it's out there, Long
Wait, the
Island.
Hamptons is not. Wait, the Hamptons is not upstate.
No.
No,
Oh,
it's
okay.
just
Well,
pretty much as downstate as you can get.
Yeah, that is
really?
the peak or tip
Yeah,
of downstate.
go as far down as you can and as far east as you can, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah, actually
So
Montauk is further.
it's in New Jersey?
Yeah, yeah, close.
Oh, that's horrible. Why does anybody want to live in the Hamptons? That's terrible.
So,
Anyway, so what's everyone else drinking?
well, I could see that Kevin's working on his Masagave. He
Yep.
probably has like 3 left and is gonna have to buy a new case soon.
There's no
You are
more cases.
single-handedly you are single-handedly like keeping that company.
So
Oh, I'm sorry, it's already
Uh-huh.
out of business. Never mind. You try to single-handedly keep them in business, but
no, Founders is still doing okay, I think. They have their so what happened it was Masagave was a seasonal and the when I moved here, there's a big beverage place and they got them all the time. The last time I went, I was like, do you have a case? And they were like, well, we have 3 cases left and that's it. And I was like, give me 2 cases. So I've been milking that for the last month. This is the last 4 pack, and like so this is the second to last bottle
oh,
for this
okay.
the celebration of this podcast. But Masagave, the next generation one is this grapefruit version. It's not it's not as good, but it's still decent. So
Okay.
Masagave, the next generation. Is that
yeah,
like, the next Star Trek?
yeah. So that's what
uh,
I'm enjoying the final of 4 bottles at this
oh,
podcast.
oh
Hmm.
no. You're gonna have
I'm
to
sorry.
go back to the liquor store this afternoon. So yes, and I have Coke and vanilla rum.
Ooh, that's good. That is
It
really good.
is. I'm enjoying it.
You will definitely be falling asleep on your keyboard before this episode is out. To anyone who doesn't get that reference, that's from a ways ago, all the way back to season one.
Yeah,
Season
that
one.
was. Is it close to 2 years ago already? When did
Yeah,
we
well, we also
start?
just took like a 6 month break from our last episode because the
It's
world
true.
fell apart. Oh, and I had a child.
Yes. Congratulations.
Oh,
Thank you. Yes, I'm.
they're different things.
It's funny because I haven't slept in months. Or actually, more because actually, well, that's the thing. Yeah, having a child during a global pandemic is just it just goes in a pattern of my incredible timing of everything. Like I had years to have a child. Like I had years and years where I was just like nothing was going on. I mean, okay, things were going on. A lot of shit was going on, but like not global pandemic level of going on,
But
or
wait,
not like
hold
having
on a sec.
having Donald Trump as president level of going on. And I was like, there's always going to be time to have kids. And
Oh
then all
my
of a
God.
sudden, Trump's in office and there's an outbreak, and I'm like, I'm feeling kind of horny tonight, baby. Let's get it. And
But what better time? I mean, you're stuck at home working remote during for any company that's willing to let you work remote during this
well, I'm
crazy
also
time.
very fortunate. Yeah, I happen
Yeah.
to be also very fortunate in a lot of ways, but like that's because the pieces sort of kind of fit as they did, luckily for me. But any one of those things could have not worked out well. I could have, for example, lost my job, like many of people did because of the pandemic. I could have not been allowed to work. I mean, I maybe. Well, yeah, I could have been told that no, sorry, you can't work from home, or you can only work from home for a couple of weeks, and now you have to come back, et cetera, et cetera. My child could have been ugly. Any number of things. But
My office did that. They said once it was phase two or whatever three, whichever one it was, I forget. They opened back up and said everyone comes back. No more working at home. No slacking off, getting free partial vacations because you're working at home. Such a odd mentality.
Yeah.
it's interesting because in my company, it literally split down the line. All the younger people are like, "Oh my God, this is great! I'm working from home and I'm a lot more efficient and getting a lot more done." And all the older people were like racing to get back to the office. They can't do any, like they haven't been able to accomplish anything while working from home. Like even people that have like three homes, like a vacation house, a beach house, have literally not figured out how to get like a standing desk into their house. They're literally like sharing photos of like cardboard boxes with laptops on top of them, with like cables everywhere, and they're just like, I don't know how to work anymore. Everything is so terrible. While the rest of
People
us
are
are just like perfectly set up at home. We've got like all these gadgets surrounded by like coffee makers and just everything we can possibly need, headphones, wires, everything's set up, everything's perfect, and we're just like loving life and like working perfectly from home, being more productive than ever. And these people just like can't figure out how to plug their laptops into an outlet. It's incredible.
Yeah, for sure. Our
we,
our
And
li-
it's
the
our
funny
listener,
because they're higher at risk too. That's the funny thing.
right?
They're like, I can't wait to go back and risk my life for my job. Like,
I
yeah, all
have
right.
I see the help desk chat from work, and like some of the things are like this person can't like turn on their laptop, and they can't print, and they can't do this, and like they can't hook their screen up, and all this stuff that's like that's normal. Like I'm functioning, like I turn on my computer, like check the batteries in your mouse kind of thing. It's
Yeah,
ridiculous, some of the
I
stuff.
see some of the emails that go out like company wise from our IT people who are which is obviously addressed to certain people in the company, and they're like, all right, for everyone who can't figure out how to get into their email anymore, here's like a step-by-step process of how to do it. It's like click on the start menu, click on this, press on this, log into this, click on Outlook. Click it. Don't be afraid. You can do it. There you go. And there's your email. Good job. All right. Then like the next day. Okay, to everyone who can't figure out how to get their Slack going. All right, here we go. Same exact process, except find the thing that says Slack and click on that. And
So
yeah,
Unbelievable.
so going back to the baby thing though, so that kid hasn't been out of the house except for like
walks. She's been out.
pedi yeah, no, but like you're not going places except maybe the pediatrician.
No,
So
but in the
like
first like 6 months, you're really not supposed to expose her to anybody anyway. I mean, like maybe family and maybe close friends, maybe, but not really anybody else. But yes, her social
no,
interaction has
I'm
been limited to looking at my ugly face every morning.
poor kid.
I know.
I'm just saying that like
She thinks old people look
you're
like this. She's terrified.
you're missing out on the, like trying to pack up the kid and all the accoutrement for, to go to the restaurant and eating at the restaurant and having the kid vomit all over at the restaurant and like, then trying to bring everything back and forgetting
Or
stuff and having to like change the kid 8 times and all that fun stuff when you go out with babies.
or like,
No,
you're
but
sitting there at the table and you're ready to have like ice cream and your kid like, pulls out chocolate ice cream
that's,
while everyone's eating. You're like, "Wait, we
you
didn't
want
order a
fudge?
chocolate ice
Yeah,
cream."
fudge.
That doesn't smell like ice. Oh no.
Oh my God.
Oh god.
Real life story.
Yeah.
Crazy shit
Oh
happens.
god.
Literally.
Yeah. Well, no, no, there's plenty of that. But no. Well, first of all, we wouldn't confuse it for chocolate ice cream because the coloring is off. If anything, I'd be like, who spilled a pack of mustard all over the living room? Which by the way has happened. As you can see, I'm still wearing scrubs, and thank God I have a lot of scrubs because holy shit, there are times when that kid just explodes. I mean, it's very audible. It's never a surprise, but you can hear like what sounds. Do you know like those movies where they summon like a demon from hell?
Yeah,
Okay.
Like, you know
sure.
when that sound when it first like erupts out of the pentagram, like that's what it sounds like when it's when my child poops. Like that's it. It's like a really huge EMP has just went off, but
Wow, look at
instead
that segue.
it has
That
disabled
wasn't
my entire
forced
outfit.
at
Yeah.
Thank goodness we invented diapers so that that explosion doesn't, projectile.
Yeah, it does. Well, I mean, sometimes you're changing her, and she's just like, "I got a surprise for you. You thought I was done, but boom!" And you're just like, "Cool, man, awesome." And then there's just like an outline of my head on the wall behind me because it's splattered.
Good thing you're wearing glasses.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, no, we are definitely yeah. We don't get to experience the public thing, but I mean, I think she's too young where we wouldn't be taking really her out to those things anyway. She's also kind of limited to how long she can sort of just like stay out of the house. She starts getting a little uncomfortable. It's too hot too. It's the South, so we can only be out for a limited
Well,
amount of time either
yeah,
way.
you're robbing your kid of the experience of playing in snow because you're a bad parent. But hey, I mean, I'm not judging or anything.
I mean, we could just get in a car and drive a
Half
few
the
hours
planet
north.
doesn't
Oh yeah,
experience
yeah,
snow.
you can do that? I dare you to. I dare you to,
Well,
fucker.
not anytime soon, but I don't miss the snow at all. The snow is crap. I never even enjoyed playing in the snow as a kid. I know kids like it, but like maybe when I was really, really little, maybe I liked it. But like as soon as I hit when I got just old enough that my parents figured out that I can hold a shovel, snow really began to suck. Uh,
No,
Well, on the flip side, you make like snow castles and like igloos and go tunnel
yeah,
into them.
that's
she
fun
can
to
make
do.
sandcastles. Sandcastles are so much better.
You can't climb into one.
Sure you can. What do you mean? You've never been like you've never climbed through like sandcastles or been buried in sand before?
Buried is different than, making an actual
Castle that you could go. Yeah.
yeah, like something you're gonna, crawl into.
Look, we do get snow here for like one day though, so it can be like a special day where she can go out. I can just like throw her out in the snow and just watch her trying to survive out there by herself. That's what we do with our cat. We just throw him out in the middle of the snow and he's just like looking around like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, you try to escape again, fucker. That's what you get.
Yeah, by the way, after all that, so our cat was missing for a month for anybody who doesn't know that story, and we don't know how he snuck out, but anyway, after a month, thanks to a helpful neighbor, we did manage to get him back, which is amazing, by the way. I think he wasn't a month, it was like 20, 21 or 22 days or something like that he was gone. And he came back like perfectly healthy, lost a couple pounds, but otherwise in perfectly good health. But like he lived through like numerous like I wouldn't call them like hurricanes, but like thunderstorms, like really bad weather. Obviously was somewhat malnourished, and yet anytime I open any door in the house, he's like staying there, like ready to run outside. Like this cat has learned nothing. He leads such
Wow,
an easy, pampered life, and yet he's just like, "Ooh, let me go out there where there's predators and no food." It sounds exciting.
what do you do to that poor animal?
Anything I want to is my cat. Fuck you.
Oh, jeez.
Skippy, put the cat down.
Actually, he's always been really nice to me. He's very aggressive towards my wife for some reason. He's very defensive of me. So if we ever get into like an argument, he actually has attacked her, which is really
Aw,
weird.
he
Yeah,
loves you.
he does. He really does. He's very cuddly and comforting to her at all other times. But if her and I are like I said are butting heads about anything like that, he will walk up to her, he will sit there and stare at her and meow aggressively, and if she keeps going, he will attack, like he pounces.
I
That's
will
hilarious.
fuck you up, bitch.
Yeah, seriously. And dude, like he's a cat, like he's little, but like a cat can't technically kill you. Like if it goes for the jugular, which they know to do, it could murder you.
Jesus.
I would think that'd be a little bit. You'd have to be like, oh, please stop killing me, cat. Please,
Let's
No,
oh,
dude, have you
and
have you
and
ever
then
seen?
you'd be
Hold on.
standing there and you'd be like, oh no, my
No,
cat's
dude,
attacking
cats.
my wife.
come
No,
on. Let's
cats
look
are.
up Bureau of Statistics. How many
Hold on,
people
cats
died
are
of cat
you don't
attacks?
understand? Cats are murder machines. Have you ever seen like? There's a video I can send it to you.
Yeah.
There's a video of like it's not like a house cat, but it's a small feral cat, like some kind of hunter cat, like but like about this big, about maybe a little bit bigger than a house cat. It jumps a small deer and freaking kills it. A deer. It's insane. It like clamps up to its neck, and the deer is trying to like shake it off, and the cat is just like clawed into it and like biting through its neck. And next thing you know, the deer like waddles around, and then falls over, and the cat just starts like eating it.
Yeah, but you're talking about a deer. I mean, come on.
A deer weighs 3 times as much as my wife. I mean, 4 times, honey. You look wonderful. But no, but seriously, like dude, it's a deer. It deer. Have you never seen Bambi? Those things are
Yeah.
deadly.
No, they're
Deer will
not.
fuck you up. Oh, you totally missed the point of Bambi then if you think deers aren't dangerous. Are you kidding me, man? They've got like friends everywhere, rabbits and skunks and shit. They got a whole posse going on. Hmm.
so so I'm gonna circle back. Like you almost segued successfully, but actually failed to EMP comment.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
So I'm
Yeah.
just gonna go and stop it and say like, what happened? What was that? What is that even about? This note about what if an EMP blast came right now in the middle of
Yeah,
all
of
this
all the weird
crazy?
irrational fears to have, Jerry, why are you worried about EMPs going off? And what is going on in that house that you're so worried about an EMP like interrupting? It's
Well, how am I
I
gonna
know it's
download all my porn?
yeah, I know, I
Yeah.
was gonna say it's just the porn, isn't it? That's it.
I can't even work and like make money if I don't have internet. That
Dude,
is the
Oh,
big
you know,
if
without
if
porn.
a giant EMP wiped out everything, you wouldn't have any money left anyway. That's the point. We go back to the Stone Age.
We don't. What are you talking about? If an
We like
EMP went off, we would not lose all our money. What are you talking? No, it's all
we
backed by gold. We're fine.
yeah, we go to the bank and we say I want my cash, and then we go to the
There's literally a
supermarket and we
show
say I want my
about
food.
this. Yeah, there was a show about it not too long ago about misters and robots.
about what?
Misters and robots.
Misters.
And
What's
robots.
that show?
Really, Mr.
I'm,
Robot.
I'm
It was
Mr. Robot?
literally
oh
about
duh.
Oh,
distorting
duh.
financial.
I totally missed that.
Holy crap! Oh my
That
god!
wasn't the only
That
one.
was that was bad. That was bad.
I didn't say it was good. I wasn't trying for good. I was trying for blatantly obvious, and apparently I missed. Anyway, okay, but
I mean,
seriously though,
how long
Okay.
ago was Northeast had the whole power grid issue?
2003. Did you read the Keep document?
I'm
You lazy fuck.
prompting you, you shit.
Oh.
So yes, I could read
way to
it.
get the setup, asshole. Hey Jerry, why didn't you tell us that thing that you're interested in?
And set
Fuck you,
and
why didn't you tell us?
got a
Oh,
ball
right
in
in my face. Fuck. No, so that was an interesting, week to 2 weeks worth of dealing with like, you have to buy food that doesn't require refrigeration and blah blah blah. Like there was very interesting times.
Yeah, but Jerry didn't stop jerking off for a second during that time, so obviously the EMP is not going to keep him from that.
He was like, "Holy shit! How do I have some saved videos on my phone. All I
Yeah,
gotta do is use the
he
solar
was
power."
covered in ectoplasm on a daily basis.
Okay, so I have a question. Are you talking about an EMP blast that disables our electrical infrastructure, or something like really nasty that like fries every electronic device in, the geographical area?
So I'll be
So
honest. When you talk
Those are
about
two
things that
different
like when you talk
things.
about like scenarios that extreme, I'm always picturing that we can't really even begin to anticipate the fallout from something like that happening. Because I feel like anytime something bad happens, there's so many additional consequences that I have never even considered.
yeah,
Like
Uh,
hypothetically speaking, if like a pandemic were to occur or
Yeah,
something
yeah,
like
no,
that.
no, you're right. Like to me, like when we first heard about the pandemic, I'm just like, wow, that's it's gonna be bad. There's gonna be people that are gonna be dying. But then there's like, it has a huge economic fallout, which in retrospect seems really obvious, but I didn't really think about it until it happened. Plus other things, like for example, like here's a consequence of it. Like they're telling us, hey, just wear masks, right? But there was a lot of stories coming out saying that people in poor neighborhoods, in minority neighborhoods, it's dangerous for them to wear masks because they're then seen as a threat by the police. So that has like racial implications as well. Like those are things you
Right.
really never think about. It's crazy, but it
Yeah.
yeah.
happens. So when you talk about an EMP, to me, like very first thing is like, shit. Like my lights won't go on or my computer won't boot up. But there's going to be such a huge ripple effect that my mind really can't even comprehend it at this point.
Sure. No, and like I find that like to be really interesting, and like just the normal things like on a daily basis. How many times we're like, oh, what's this, or like, how do I get here? How do I drive to this place? I mean, when's the last time you saw a Hangstrom map? And stuff like that. When's the last time you had to navigate by yourself without the robots telling you, and shit like that? Um, what else? I had like three different directions that I wanted to go with this, but like, you can't just Google something if that shit's not working, and
Yeah, it seems like
the
communication
stuff
and
that you rely on, it's crazy. And like with the pandemic, I remember like seeing um, like panhandlers on the side of the road. And I'm like, people aren't driving to work anymore. These guys aren't getting the meager money that they used to scrounge. And like shit like that's just crazy. You like the ripple effects that are amazing and interesting and horrible and everything all at the same time.
Mhm.
I just assume we're gonna go we're gonna turn to cannibalism in about a week. That's what I envision.
Well, you know what? At the very least, I have a healthy stock of board games and like
You
people
can't eat those.
local to play with,
Oh,
and
you're
so
gonna
I'll
lure
be
them into
fine.
your house to play board
It
games?
it
Yeah.
occurred to me you
Hey,
were
hey, buddy, you want to come over and play a board game? Yeah, yeah, cool, yeah.
come
Yeah.
on, there's meatballs. Come
It's
get your meatballs.
did he say meatballs? We'll go for meatballs.
Yeah.
No
Oh,
meatballs.
nice. And what are we playing today? Operation. Uh, Stab.
Spleens
Here,
are
drink this. Anyway,
tasty.
here, smell this rag. Um, yeah, I assume no. I mean, honestly, like if it's a temporary thing, if it's an EMP that takes out everything out for a limited amount of time, like I can see us bouncing back. If somehow it's an EMP that literally just destroys all the electronic systems that we rely on, that's absolutely the collapse of civilization.
Yeah, it is, and
How many
it's
people?
like,
Yeah, like
Yeah.
the ability to set up, fucking vegetable garden and like just to get food or other stuff, traveling. Like now, all of a
oh,
sudden, you
that's
can't.
setting up a garden is easy. I'll just Google how to do it, and
Oh, oh,
It is not
okay.
easy. No, oh,
But
no, but
then,
seriously though, like actually setting up a garden is incredibly hard. As someone who has tried to grow uh, things repeatedly and has failed to do so, it isn't amazing how many things can go wrong when you try to grow vegetables. Holy crap! There's
Humans
so
are a
But
lot
wait,
harder
wait, wait,
than
wait, wait.
vegetables.
Yeah, okay, so you have to lay a bed of like nutrient,
no 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 no
topsoil, blah blah. But here's the
no
point.
no.
All the
Dude,
things you're gonna tell
it is
me.
so much more complicated than that. I thought it was literally like
Okay,
you just get the right soil and get some fertilizer and you're set. No, no, there's
okay,
literally 1,000 little things that can go wrong. It's
but
incredibly hard.
without my car, where's my fucking wagon and horses taking me to a place that has the stock of stuff I actually need, all the complex stuff? Like,
Wheelbarrow, man. You're gonna have to rely on
like
wheelbarrows for a while and radio flyers.
right, like, or and like, do we even have? I don't even have a hoe to freaking, turn the soil and shit.
Oh, I got a
Well, here's
hoe.
the thing. No, no, here's the thing. Kevin, when you live, since you live in the middle of the woods, apparently not in the Hamptons, the first thing you should do if you were smart is you would go murder all your neighbors. Because first of all, they're probably going to come and murder you if you don't do it. And second of all, you now have access to a lot more resources. Like, you should definitely do that. In fact, don't wait for EMP. Just
My
go
my
do it.
my neighbor has a garden. I can just like
Oh,
go
there you go.
raid
Well, that's a
their
problem solved.
stock.
Yeah, like I don't have, here's the thing. If the world collapses, I don't have a plan for what to do. I have a plan for where to go. Like I know people that are totally prepared for the end of the world, and I'm just going straight to their house and hoping they'll let me in. And if they don't, I just die.
Can't you
Like,
die as a memorandum of like what their bad ethic? They didn't support you in a time of need.
well, if they're smart, they won't, because why would you help outsiders? No, you're supposed to support your family. If anybody knocked on my door and said, "Hey, bad things are happening," it's like, can you let us in? I'd be like, "Oh, I'd love to, but I
Is this
just
your friend
I
in New
can't."
Zealand or what?
What? No, this is my friend that lives in Apex, who
Oh,
literally is ready for the end of the world. It's weird. He's like a okay, so he's
Does he
not
have
like
a
a prep.
bunker?
You know what? He just might, but I don't think. No, I don't think he has. I don't think he has a bunker. So he's just like right on this side of the crazy line as far as like prepping, where he's not like over the top. He just knows like just that, like he doesn't have all the things that he needs in order to survive like a world-ending event. But I know that he can. Like he sort of has the know-how and he has just enough supplies to go get more things that he needs in order to keep going. You know what I mean? Like I don't. Like I really, really don't. Like people like me are gonna be the first ones to go unless we have like good friends like that guy.
Sorry, I can't help you.
No, you're way too far. I'm not going all the way up there. Plus, no, I mean, I'd go up to where Kevin lives. I wouldn't come to you. You live, oh, please, dude. You're in the same boat as I am. You live like on public land. People can come into your house right now because
It's true.
you're like the most accessible location ever. Like if the world ends, you might as well just put like a sign on your lawn that says like free snacks inside and just
You
stand by
mean
the window and go, hello. Yeah, 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 basically. Hmm. But yeah, no, this guy like he has a few like off-road vehicles and they're all like set up for like the zombie apocalypse kind of sort of. He knows how to survive in the wild very long, like he knows like how to live off the land. So
Okay,
he's not
so
crazy.
here's a question.
He's actually just a very educated guy. And he has really excellent taste in whiskey. Why am I not hanging out with him more? He sounds like a really great person. What the fuck?
oh wait, COVID.
Yeah, there's that.
So okay, here's a question. Now, you have to be you kind of have to be ready for any kind of apocalypse. They're very different apocalypses. You have the viral apocalypse, which we're kind of in the middle of right now. You have a zombie apocalypse, so that's more weapons based. You have
Nuclear
an
apocalypse.
EMP apocalypse where you're going to want like older vehicles, fossil fuels, that kind of stuff. You have like other apocalypses. You probably want EVs where you could set up little solar panel and a charging station somewhere and not have to worry about getting fuel because everyone knows like in a zombie apocalypse that's where you get eaten when you have to get the stuff that you need,
So
food or like fuel.
So for me, I look at every apocalypse with, do I want to live through this apocalypse kind of thing. So, for example, if you're talking about EMPs or pandemics, okay, yeah, maybe I can try my best to survive it. If there's a zombie outbreak, so one of two things. First of all, there was a great article about how a zombie outbreak would actually never work just because of the way the world is and because of all the obstacles and things that exist in the world. A zombie outbreak would actually fail almost immediately. They would all like fall into canyons and oceans and all this other shit. Like they would never be like zombies would never be able to take over the world. They'd be dead long before it'd be a real problem.
Well, that's good to know.
But if that doesn't work and zombies do take over, yeah, I'm not dealing with that shit. I'm just gonna go get bitten and be a zombie. Like every zombie scenario movie that I've seen is not one that I care to live and survive in. I don't want to be holed up with some asshole in the Hamptons eating shitty beans for the rest of my life in a little shed, thinking that I'm gonna die any fucking minute. Like that's not fun. That's not surviving. Who the hell cares?
What if
Like
you
I don't want to
just
live through
like set
that.
up a moat outside and you know,
No, no,
and
I don't
like
want. No, no, I don't
play
want to
games
do
all
it.
day? Board
But
games.
that's no, but that's not how it.
With your friend.
God damn it, that's not how that's gonna work. You're not gonna wake up every morning, look outside, look out your window, see like an army of zombies, and go, I don't know, is it a wingspan or Splendor today? I don't know what I'm in the mood for.
I
Like, that's just not how it's gonna go.
mean, after days and days of them, just falling into the moat and like, and it's not filling up that fast, you're like, yeah, we got a bunch of weeks before they fill it up and just walk across.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Or
that's the other
every
thing.
so often you set it on fire and get rid of like
What?
yeah,
What are you gonna set it on
what's in it.
fire with?
A match, a magnifying glass. I don't know.
A match? Human beings aren't spontaneously combustible with match. Like if I throw a match at a person, they don't immediately light up.
It's
I don't
true.
know.
They're not
Find
really
no.
flammable in
So
general.
See,
you get like
Jerry, this right
twigs or
here is why
something.
I'm going to Kevin's house or my other friend and not to yours. Because you're going to be that asshole standing on his front door throwing matches at zombies going, I don't know why it's not working. We've done everything. And yet my
Dude, we
family
have
is dead.
all sorts of science here. We could find shit to blow up.
Oh.
Dude, please. You're going to be like, I've gone through 4 match books and all my friends and family are dead. I don't know why.
Meanwhile, all I have is a freaking broadsword that probably needs sharpening.
All right,
That's
zombies,
about it.
don't make me go get my Bic lighter. I'll fuck you up.
Or waste our whiskey on them because that's the only thing flammable.
No, but see, I wouldn't. I would drink this entire bottle and I would go outside and like find a zombie and just have let them have a
Bite
nibble.
me now.
Yeah, have a little nibble and then, run away and hide out long enough just to turn into a zombie and then that's it. My problems are over. I don't want to live through the apocalypse. Like people romanticize the apocalypse. Like you look at the internet, and there's a bunch of like, usually, unfortunately, younger people who are just like, "Oh my God, the apocalypse would be awesome. You could do this and this, and you wear cool gear with spikes on them, and you walk around and shoot things, and you got like a harpoon, and you get to harpoon people." No, it
People
would be
do that
terrible.
now, and so
Yeah, seriously, you want to do that shit? Go live in Somalia. You can do that shit 24/7. Is that shit? That's probably inappropriate. But like, the point is,
Wait, how
literally
about let's go live in New Zealand?
you cannot
Ooh,
harpoon
nice
people in New
segue.
Zealand. Oh no, New
Oh,
Zealand.
Maybe
Yeah.
not a nice segue.
I guess I'm failing all of these.
Oh, I'm sorry. Didn't you read that Word doc I shared with you, Kevin? Yeah, I'm absolutely kicking my. So I don't know if I mentioned, but years ago, my wife and I actually, well, back then she wasn't my wife. Um, I was talking about how I actually want to live in New Zealand. I've had a thing about New Zealand for like the longest time, and I told her years ago that I wanted to live there, and it didn't happen for various reasons. I'm a pussy, and like now I'm absolutely just kicking myself. I should have freaking moved there when I was younger and had a more of a chance of doing it. And now that I want to move there, they're not going to take me because they're like, "Oh, you're American and you have diseases. Not interested."
Yeah.
But they're going to say that in a cool New Zealand accent, which I can't do, by the way. So I'm not doing it.
But you wouldn't have, beautiful wife and baby at this point in your life. Come on.
No,
If
he
you
would
went
have probably
that
had
path.
that years ago.
Yeah, I probably would have. I probably would have had a hot New Zealand wife with a cool. Is she around? No. Okay, cool. No. Yeah, no. I should have just pushed the issue. I should have just taken my wife with me and moved to New Zealand and raised a family there. And we would be out right now having a good time in perfect weather, enjoying ourselves, not trying to figure out how to get our child from not dying from a horrible pandemic.
Well, hold on. Has it been 2 weeks since the latest? Like they had to kind of go back up to phase four or one or whatever it was.
Yeah, but their lockdown is a lot more extreme than ours. They're just like, oh my God, we have like a dozen cases, lock down the country, everybody stay the fuck home until it goes away.
Yeah.
They're not like, yeah, let's wait till half the
I
population
just I just
dead,
mean
then we'll
did it
figure it
get back
out.
to normal yet? I didn't.
I don't know. I haven't checked their numbers, but they're. I'm sure they're going to get it under control very, very quickly. They did, however, delay their elections, which is okay. All right, I could see that irking some people. I mean, they only
They
delayed it by
delayed
three
it.
weeks.
Yeah, but
They
are
delayed the election
there?
by 4 weeks.
Yeah, but okay, their leader, their prime minister or whatnot or
Oh yeah, she's a
whatever.
guaranteed lock. She's going to win the re-election. I have a feeling.
Yeah, and she's actually saving people's lives instead of just letting them die. So
Yeah, because people in that country are like, oh, I have to wear a mask and stay home for a couple of weeks. Yeah, no problem. Of course I will fucking do it. Whereas here, they're like, I could do that, but instead I'm going to get my bazooka and go to Subway.
Yeah, that's how
It,
I
like,
keep social
like
distancing.
the contrast is just incredible. Like you can't make like this country has become like a caricature. Like you can't make this shit up. You tell people that is going on here, and they're just like, "Uh, what the
The
fuck?
the scariest shit is watching the town hall sessions in
oh
Florida of
yeah,
people like you God intended my breathing hole to have access to the air. So
Yeah.
you know
don't
what?
tell me by law I have to cover it. That's absurd. And I don't believe you have education. Like that was the kind of shit
Yeah,
I'd
I
they're
was.
like to
listen,
I'd like to
Florida is
say that
just
you're joking, but I know that you're not. I know that was
exactly
I
that's
actually
what I'm
I
said.
that's
I
yeah,
mean
that's
it
what I'm
wasn't
talking about. This
verbatim, but
country
I
being
was repeating what I saw.
I
Yeah, that's what
know.
I'm talking about. This country being a caricature. It's insane. These insane people are actually allowed to go out and make decisions about the direction that this country takes. Yeah, she was screaming about how she's going to arrest all the politicians by citizens' arrest because
Yep.
God gave us the perfect breathing machine and we're not being allowed to use it because we have to wear masks and something. I don't know, but I don't. You also saw Florida just they had like a big primary there in one of the districts and they elected it's a blue district so there's only like five Republicans there or something but they elected some another one of those is it QAnon am I pronouncing it right QAnon those weird
I thought it
conspiracy
was
freaks
QAnon.
QAnon,
It is
QAnon.
QAnon
QAnon.
yeah they elected this woman who is like she's hardcore like anti-Muslim QAnon psychopath who is just like out of her fucking mind. So of course Trump backed her.
Oh yeah.
He congratulated her, and so did Matt Gaetz, that other fucking retard from Florida. Um, yeah, she's got basically the backing of the GOP. It's insane. Like she is 100% out of her mind, and again, like blatantly racist. Like doesn't even try to hide it. Like she thinks Muslims should be thrown out of this country.
Oh my goodness.
Anyway, I don't know how we got here from EMPs, but yeah, there we are.
Yeah.
Yeah, and by the way, I have to say honestly, just looking at how this pandemic went, if there wasn't an EMP or anything like that, no, this country would fall apart immediately. Like we can't even handle a fucking like we can't handle anything now, whether it's weather related or disease related, we fall apart immediately.
Oh my God. Well, I mean, geez, all the wildfires and like I don't understand how all the like especially the Republicans, but they're like, oh, there's no climate change. That's a hoax. It's a hoax. And like more and more wildfires every year, more and more hurricanes earlier every year. And
Yeah,
it's like,
we have the two storms that are about to hit New Orleans.
Oh my God.
Two
yeah,
They're
two
gonna hit
hurricanes are about to hit like it literally has it's like a one in a million
category
fucking
one, right?
thing. Yeah.
Both of them are category one when they hit landfall, aren't they?
Two storms literally side by side are about to hit the mainland US. Yes. It is unheard of.
How do
Absolutely.
they how do they not disrupt each other? Like I'm just fascinated by that.
Oh, well, let me use my expanded weather education to explain that.
The
Hold on, I'm
it's
not I'm
it's
not googling
another
anything. Hold on.
it's a multiple storm Armageddon.
It's called. There's a George Clooney movie about it. It's called The Perfect Storm. All right, just watch the movie. It explains how two storms can combine into one, and Mark Wahlberg can't do anything about it. But and there's also, and by the way, on top of that, Death Valley has recorded the hottest day ever. Well,
Oh
it was
yeah,
like
I saw
100,
that.
130 degrees or
30.
something.
Oh
Yep.
my
That's
god,
insane. 130 degrees. You can't survive in that.
that's crazy.
There's no climate
It's
change.
okay, guys. It's okay. Joe Biden's on it. We got it. He's fine.
Crazy Uncle Joe.
Yeah. Oh my God. November is going to be amazing. And I mean that like it's going to be worse than an EMP. It really is. Like the post office is going to explode in November, and then like no one will be able to
Dude,
vote at all.
like, how does this shit happen? How does,
Trump and the
like, Trump
GOP. Trump and
literally,
the answer to
yes, but
every problem and all your questions are Trump and the GOP. That's it. How
Yep.
does this
yes, but
happen? Because Republicans.
he's saying, like, yeah, I'm doing this so that they can't vote by mail, and like he's openly admitting all of this shit, like
Yeah.
that he's tampering with the post office. And how does this guy? It's amazing. He gets away, I'm sure, quite literally, with murder.
He had no, well,
Well,
yeah, he's murdered
he's
170,000 American
Yeah,
people, and
yeah,
and last year he murdered 3,000 Puerto Ricans.
yeah,
So
now
yes,
at the post
he
office,
literally is murdering people.
there's even people who need like their prescriptions not
yeah.
getting it and dying.
Hmm.
Yeah, the post office can't keep up with shit like that. It's great. It's awesome. So Jerry, to put you at ease, we won't live long enough to see an EMP end our lives. So don't worry about it. You can sleep at night knowing we're probably gonna die from like way worse things than an EMP.
Oh, that's good. I'm glad. I'll
Yeah. So
have like rabid zombies, rabid Republican zombies coming by to eat my face off or
Oh
something.
my god, that is the horror movie.
yeah, that's what I would definitely let a Republican
Pablo
like
zombies.
yeah, yeah. I let a Republican have a nice little nibble
Oh
and
my
then become a
god, that would be
Republican.
hilarious.
That'd be awesome. I just walk around and be like George Soros, George Soros. Uh,
the the most horror of horror movies. Republican.
Pizzagate, Pizzagate.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Anyway, we're fucked.
Were these end of times? What's our last dance, huh?
God damn it, Kevin. Well, I can't blame him for making shitty segues because he made two good ones and we completely flubbed them. So yeah, now he's.
And now you're gonna switch at the shitty one. I just gotta make shitty segues.
So here we go. Okay, so since I put it up, I just want to address it. I think you guys should totally watch this documentary. So there's a documentary on Netflix. It might have been on ESPN first, called The Last Dance. And I know you guys don't give a shit about sports or whatever, but it's about. It's supposed to be. Well, it's mostly about Michael Jordan, but mostly about the 1990s Chicago Bulls team. But most of it again focuses on Jordan. And it's interesting. It's interesting to me because I grew up at that time.
So it's about
So
bullfighting?
so anyway, Kevin, the thing is, like, it's about the Chicago Bulls, right? And the reason it's interesting is because I grew up at that time, and I was never like a huge basketball fan, and right now I can't stand basketball at all. But it was such
But
a
we should
okay.
watch
Jordan
this.
was no, but Jordan was more than that. He was a cultural phenomenon, and I remember like
Yeah.
literally up until I saw this, I thought Jordan was like a really awesome person who was like amazing at basketball and a good role model and a good person. And then I watch this and I'm like, wow, there was so much like backdoor bullshit stabbing stuff going on, even in something seemingly as like I guess what I'm trying to say is that to me, the whole time that Jordan played basketball, and you had like him and like Larry Bird and Magic Johnson, I thought that basketball had this sort of like purity to it. Like it almost seemed like this. I know there's like a lot of money involved and stuff like that, but it still seemed I don't know. There was like a cleanliness to it. Like there was something good about it.
It
Like
was like
Michael
fun.
Jordan inspired people, and like
Yeah.
and like there was this like it was competitive, but it was friendly, and it like pushed kids to be in sports, and to have a positive outlook on things in general. And then you watch this and you're like, oh my God, it is so the opposite of that. Michael Jordan is a psychopath. He's a complete asshole. He's a liar. He used people. He just did all these terrible things. And okay, not terrible, but like
Wait,
bad.
and
He's not
now this show was supposed to glorify him, or was it supposed to make him
No,
look
I think it
this
no,
bad?
it kind of well, I don't. So here's the thing, like he had to agree to it, and he's because he's the focus of it. There's a lot of like interviews about him, interviews that he's involved in. He pretty much he's one of the main people who provides like sound bites and interview segments for the thing. So it's very much centered around him. But I gotta say, like I really don't think there's any way that he watched this and thought that it painted him in a good light. It actually like
Doesn't sound like it did.
I think he made him look like a complete asshole at the end of it, and a lot of his teammates apparently, well, not a lot, but a couple of his teammates apparently watched this and said, "Holy shit! I had no idea he had this opinion of me or the league or the team in general. Like, wow, he was a piece of shit. Like, he was a
Wow.
backstabber. Like, yeah, it's really weird. Like, so the reason and it doesn't do that much about as far as like exposing people like I mentioned Magic Johnson, Larry Bird. Actually, Larry Bird barely even touches on, which is weird. But just in general, it almost like say I don't know. Like I keep recommending it, but maybe you shouldn't watch it because, like I said, there's a certain purity
Yeah,
and goodness
it's
about it. But this really taints it. Like really. Like I can't look at the that team and that time anymore and think like, wow, basketball was such a cool, pure time, and it was so great until like the Kobe Bryants and LeBron James came around, and personally, I think they all ruined basketball, even though I was never interested in it to begin with. But yeah, it was always corrupt. It was always messed up. It was always dirty. It was always kind of messy. So, but the reason I found it interesting was again, it literally just shined a light on something that I grew up around, and I just thought it was any kind of learning and education is good, maybe even if it exposes the ugly truth of something. There was a time when we thought Columbus was a good guy and he discovered America, but guess what? Nope. Not that I'm comparing Michael Jordan to Christopher Columbus in any kind of way. I mean, Columbus was much worse, but still, it's just interesting.
I guess I never really paid attention to it at all, so I wouldn't. I always assumed that it was like any other thing, and people are getting paid way too much money to do what pretty much you could find in any driveway along in America, and like these guys are getting paid millions of dollars to play a fucking game.
Well, keep in mind,
Um,
these guys, like, okay, so yes, I agree with you. I do think that athletes are way overpaid, but there's something more to it. Like, and again, this sort of like shows you what it is. The amount of stress and the amount of things that they have to deal with is actually a lot more than we think. Like, one of the things they focus with on
like
certain
more
sports
than
now.
your typical firefighter or something that has
No, no,
their
that's it.
or
But here's the
surgeon
thing.
or the
So I hope I'm phrasing this correctly because I don't want to downplay anything firefighters do. By the way, I was a volunteer fireman for a while. But the thing is, I never went into a fire. Don't worry. Uh, but the thing is that so firemen are heroic figures who go and do an incredibly stressful, difficult, dangerous thing, and then the theory is that then they get to go home and live their lives. Athletes and people in the public eye really don't get that private life. Like their regular job is not obviously as dangerous or whatever, but like imagine where the public eye is on you 24/7, and that may not sound like
That's
much,
why they get the
but
money.
it's right,
Right.
right. No, no,
At
you're
the end
right.
of the
Yeah,
day.
so they're getting paid just as much to deal with a lack of privacy and a lack of life, basically, for years. Like they can't do or go anywhere without 1,000 people surrounding them.
Same thing
Like,
like actors and any actresses or any other public figure like that.
right, like you can't pick your nose without it winding up on the front page of some newspaper, okay? Like Jerry, you jerk off so often, right? Imagine if every time that
constantly. I
happened,
mean,
right? Like you're doing it right now. We can tell because
it's
like
true.
one of your
Sorry.
eyes rolls
Is the
back in
camera
your head.
shaking?
Right.
Is it?
No. You figured out how. No, you're right. No, you got the stability thing figured out.
It's got to be
That's very
rhythmic.
nice. But like, imagine every time you did that, like as soon as you walk out of the bath, or sometimes when you're in the bathroom, like just 100 people would stick a microphone in your face and go, "So, how do you think you did that time? Did you do? You know, are you happy with the way you yanked? Did you think you could have yanked better? You know, like stuff like that. Like,
Why did you
there's
give
a
up
time,
so quick? Why didn't you hold it?
yeah,
Stop! Don't do
yeah.
it. When you wanna, come on. What's going on?
Yeah, 2 weeks ago you went for like about 10, 15 minutes, but today we see that you pretty much creamed your pants in about 30 seconds. Like, what's wrong with that? Do you feel that your performance is not where it used to be? Are you getting older? Are you getting too old to jerk off? Like stuff like that. Like, they have no lives whatsoever. They're constantly swarming with things. They have no peace. They have no like time to just like pause for a second or even do like eat the simplest thing. That includes spending time with their families, by the way. They're just constantly just being just they're always in the public eye. Like I don't want that. Like, you could not pay me enough if you told me that reporters would be outside my fucking like outside my window 24 hours a day. That's insane.
What if
If you
this
don't get to
podcast
enjoy,
takes
like,
off and you become, a household
I'm
name? I
I'm gonna
mean,
use all the mattresses that we're gonna get to basically pad the
Block the
house, cover all
windows.
the windows. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah. And again, I'm not trying to like say like, oh yeah, they have it so bad. Like, no, they lead amazing lives. Like, they really do. And there's a lot of like everyday bullshit that we put up with that they don't have to worry about. But in general, like, an athlete's life is really, I honestly, I wouldn't want it. Like, maybe some people do thirst for that, like they want the fame, the fortune, and all the attention that comes with it. I personally would never want it.
you
Not to mention the
forgot the
fact that,
glory.
yeah, there's glory, but not to mention the fact that there's also the fact
Power.
that uh, all that stuff comes with, you have people that that worship you and love you and follow you, but don't forget, all that also comes with um,
It's also superficial.
well, right. First, yes, there's also that. These people will abandon you at heartbeat. But there's also the fact that there's people that want to take what you have. So they're constantly dealing with. I'm not even talking about the lawsuits and stuff like that. But like, there's people like stalkers. There's people that like want to literally murder you. Like, they're upset. Like, either they're obsessed with you and want to kill you, or they hate you and they want to kill you, or any number of things. Like,
Yeah.
there's a lot of people that you're like, they all have, they're surrounded by bodyguards. That's another thing, by the way. You're surrounded by bodyguards 24 hours a day, because there's literally, like, could be a psycho that breaks into your house any given minute and like eats your whole family. So
So are
Back
we
to
segueing
apocalypse.
back to zombies?
I don't know. But anyway, but okay.
No,
So
I
what?
think it's really a segue back to Old Guard.
Right, I was gonna say. So basically, what you're saying is, if you turn on Netflix and you're like, should I watch The Last Dance or should I watch Old Guard? For God's
Old
sakes,
fucking
watch The
Guard.
Last Dance. Oh my God.
Old
Oh my
Guard.
God.
Such
Oh
an
Old
my God.
Guard
amazing
wasn't
show.
bad.
Old
It
Guard
was
is
good.
shit.
I
Old
watch it
Guard is
over and
shit.
over again, just like the
Old Guard
Marvel
is
shows.
pure
Oh, I
fucking
haven't
shit.
done that.
What? I'm sorry, Kevin. What did you say?
I said I can watch it over and over again, just like the Marvel.
Why? Why would you watch it all? Why? There's no depth or originality or anything, any worthwhile moment to that movie. It is the most overdone, cliche, tropey piece of shit I've ever seen. There's nothing. Like, you can literally,
Is
like,
he
every story, every
frothing at
arc,
the mouth?
every character, every character goes through the fucking most predictable story arc ever. Like, okay, there's the guy that's gonna betray them all. There's the one that's gonna lose their power because forever, but she's gonna keep fighting. There's the new one that's gonna be resistant to the whole thing, but then she's gonna totally be like the new leader, and she's gonna embrace this whole thing, even though she's like, oh, I hate this. It's so terrible. Okay, fine. And then there's the guy who betrays them and then helps them. Oh, just everything's so bad. And then there's like the cliche bad guy who's doing it sort of for the good reasons, but they're only good reasons in their own eyes. They're
It
actually
was a
really
little.
terrible.
The only
Oh my
thing
god,
I'll kind
everything is
of.
so terrible. And then they're just like, oh, there's this thing from our past. I hope this thing from our past doesn't come back to bite us. Oh man, it'd be so terrible if this thing from the past came back to bite us. Hey
Right.
guys, wouldn't it be bad if
Guess
this whole
what?
thing from our past came back to bite us? Oh my god, here's this thing from our past and it's gonna bite us.
But no one's
It's
even
it's
saying it.
so
It's
fucking
it's
bad.
a narrative. This thing from our past is coming
No,
to
no, that's the thing. The
back.
movie's insulting because it literally, no, it's not a narrative. They literally like take you by the ears, okay? They hold you down and go, here is what's gonna happen. Foreshadowing. For this, what I'm doing right now is foreshadowing, and then it happens, and you're just like, I hated Old Guard. And here's the thing, I love Charlize Theron. You know I love her. I absolutely adore her. Like I would watch anything with her, which is by the way why I watched this horrible fucking movie. And oh god, it's so bad, just so bad. And even she's bad. Even she's bad in it. She's a great actress, and the whole thing is phoned in. Everything about this movie is phoned in. It literally looks like every time she says a line, actually, I'm sorry. Every actor in this movie, every time they say a line, it looks like somebody off camera is just like whispering what they're supposed to say. Okay, like seriously, like that's all it is. Like you're immortal. I am immortal. Like that's the entire movie is like that. Oh, I hate it. I hate it. Absolutely terrible.
Wait, did you have a cameo?
It's definitely no Bird Box. Sorry. Like Bird Box was brilliant.
Oh my God.
That movie was set a whole new fucking standard for amazing movies.
Okay. I didn't mind it all that much, quite honestly.
What, Bird Box? I know it was incredible, right?
No.
Don't finish that
The Old
sentence.
Guard.
Talk about Bird
I
Box.
thought you hated Bird Box. You're being sarcastic.
Who,
No,
me?
Bird Box.
No, I like.
Was
Well, it was
horrible.
actually
I'm talking
sad,
about
like.
the Old Guard.
Oh my
Yes,
god.
and yes, Skippy's being sarcastic about Bird Box.
No, Bird Box was terrible, but I told you, Bird Box, I expected it to be pure shit, and it was like sort of saturated shit, like milky shit. So it was like, I absorbed it easier. But like Old Guard, I actually thought Old Guard was going to be good because people that I can sort of trust or thought I could trust were like, "Oh my God, Old Guard is so good, you got to see it." With the action scene and actually staring, shooting, boom, and I watched it, and I want to choke everybody who recommended this fucking piece of shit movie. It is horrible. The end.
I don't. I'm not entirely sure how Skippy feels about that, but
I'm sorry. Let me recap that. It was great. 4 10 out of 10. Would Old Guard again.
Shake some more apple pie and drink from the bottle.
That's good. God damn it. So I mean, I know. Look, I know Netflix buys these shitty B-rated movies. Like that's actually their business model is actually brilliant. Like they're taking all these movies that usually back in the day would wind up in like direct to DVD on sale at the local gas station for like $1,
right.
and they're putting on Netflix. It's really brilliant because like they're even the really bad ones you can sort of sit through and go, all right. I mean, I got my $6.99 or whatever, or like $8 a month, whatever that I pay for Netflix worth out of this movie.
Yeah.
It's totally worth it. Like I just I'm trying to remember what I just watched something recent. Damn it! I just literally just watched something recently on Netflix. What's a recent movie that came out? Somebody help me.
Project Power.
Yeah, like Project Power is a horror movie, but like I enjoyed it. Like it was done, and I was like, all right, that's crap. I would never watch it again, but all right, that was worth the $8 that I paid for Netflix.
But
And kind of the
that's
same
kind of
thing
how I
with Old Guard.
felt about Old Guard.
Yeah.
I was like, that wasn't bad. I was entertained for a couple hours, and sure.
It was worth my subscription.
Yeah.
Exactly. At the end of the day, I'm not like mad that that this movie exists, but I'm just like, but
you are about Old Guard.
A little
bit.
Old
Guard. Yeah, Old Guard. Yeah,
I think you're very mad.
Yeah, I'm gonna backpedal on Old Guard. Yeah, no, Old Guard is shit. Old Guard definitely want my money back kind of thing. Like that has a terrible Kevin
Is it
score.
just because you like Charlize Theron that good, and then you're like, this is shit? Why? But she was in that other movie that was shit with those big giant roaming cities, right? I didn't even see it, and I don't even want to see it.
Big roaming
roaming cities.
Yeah, those big like machine.
You mean where like London is a rolling?
Oh yeah.
Come on, these giant
the
things, and there was like rebels fighting between the.
Okay, so to answer your question, as I know what you're talking about, but no, she was not in it. In fact, I'm not really sure why you think she's in it. She was, however, in Mad Max, which was fucking amazing. Oh, by the way, good news. The guy said he would not make a sequel, but he changed his mind and he's making a sequel. There's going to be another Mad Max.
Old Guard?
Oh, that's cool.
No, not fuck you. No, I mean yes, there actually will be another too.
The Mad Max, you mean?
There will be another Mad Max movie directed by George Miller, I think his name is. Which I'm incredibly excited about. Mad Max was, oh god, that amazing.
Yeah, but does it hold up to the times? That was like an 80s movie, right?
No,
No,
no.
no,
The
dude, the
new
one from
Mad.
a
Oh
couple
my
of
God,
years ago.
Jerry, do
Well,
something about your.
actually, it's probably like 5 or 6 years ago now.
So there's good news and bad news about it. So the new Mad Max movie is going to be a prequel, and it's actually going to focus on Furiosa, but it's not going to have Charlize Theron in it. It's going to be a younger actress because they're trying to be like, it's her like up and coming thing, which
They're
sucks.
ages.
Yeah, basically. It really is a shame because she was perfect for that role, but I am disappointed in that. But the fact that there's another Mad Max movie, I'm very excited about because the last one was amazing.
Well,
What are you guys looking at? You're both looking something up. I don't know what
No,
it is.
no. I wasn't sure when the Mad Max movie came out. I like it's one of those things where I feel it was like, oh, that was like 2 years ago, but it was probably like eight. You
Oh,
know.
actually, you remind me of something. I want to backtrack just for a little bit when we were talking about EMPs. There is a podcast.
Yeah,
It's funny.
5 years ago.
Yeah, there's a podcast that came out last year. Ironically, because we're talking about Mr. Robot, it's actually with Rami Malek in it.
Oh
It's a
wow.
podcast called Blackout about exactly what you're talking about. If an EMP went off and all the power went out. So if you want to listen
Mhm.
to that, it's actually pretty good.
So you're saying
oh,
that it's on a digital format, and if an EMP actually happened, we wouldn't be able to listen to it?
so
Right,
listen
but
to it
it's
now before the EMP happens.
yeah,
Gotcha.
it's pretty good. It's entertaining. It's one of those podcasts where it's what do you call it? I forget what that genre is called. But it's like they're not just discussing an EMP. It's a story. It's a play thing. I don't know
Oh,
what the fuck
okay.
it's called.
Gotcha. It's like a serial.
A serial thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
basically. Yeah, it's pretty good though, and it's Rami
Interesting.
Malik, so it's good.
Yeah, that's cool.
Basically, the
Shit.
premise is that they live actually, ironically, in upstate New York, and all of a sudden, all the power goes out apparently across the U.S. They don't know what happened. They don't know what caused it, and it focuses on this community and what they go through as their time without electricity and power, stretches out, and nobody knows when power might come back, if it ever's coming back. People turn on each
So
other.
because
People get
they're in
suspicious.
upstate New York, they don't realize what's going on in the outside world because they're
No,
all
they
hit.
kind of no. That's the thing. They kind of do. So people have things like people have generators and like certain there's very limited communication going through. So like they know it's spread out throughout the entire U.S., but nobody knows what caused it. If it's ever going to end or what's going on, and people are sort of
It's
like people are kind of protective of what they have, but they're also trying to help the community. But then, some people think they're entitled to more than others, and et cetera, all this other stuff. So, I mean, like you get into things that
Well, list.
like people with kids, for example, are like, well, I need more resources, and they're like, well, it's your choice to have a kid. Like, why do you deserve more than I do? Because I don't have a kid. Like, that's a
right.
whatever. Like, oh,
But
this guy has a generator. Well, why isn't he sharing his power with everybody else? And it's like, well, because I went out and got a generator in preparation for this. Like, why should I share my energy with all of you and stuff like that?
it's funny that you bring that up because it's like, like yeah, without being able to turn on the news, how would you know exactly what happened?
Well, these days, turning on the news doesn't really tell you what's happening. That's a whole
Yeah.
nother thing. Anyway, on that note,
I mean, with all
we
that.
need to take a break and get more whiskey since we've been
I think
on
that's a
for
good
over an
idea.
hour. And
Yeah, Kevin's not keeping track of time.
We're almost done with
oh
all our
yeah,
topics. No breaks.
actually, I think
Fucking finish in
this has
one more
been a
topic.
this has been a very democratized sort of podcast. I don't think anybody's been really like in charge, so that's pretty good. But
Oh,
I do
you're
think
saying
we
I
should take a
failed, huh?
break.
Yes,
No,
exactly.
you did great. You're the EMPF podcast. All right, we're gonna pause right here. Okay, good.
Okay.
Everybody's pausing. Let me get more.
I'm gonna refill.
Okay, cool.
I love that that is a five-sided glass.
Yeah, it's
What do you
pretty
mean?
cool.
Square glass? Yeah.
It's not
There's,
It's
square.
not
It's
square.
I mean,
five-sided.
not square. Sorry. Uh, okay, you guys are obviously not drinking enough because
So
A cube.
one of us
I
thinks it's a square, and it's the guy
A
who's drinking just
seven-sided
right amount of whiskey.
there's
object.
corners and
Yeah.
straight edges, so it must be
Yeah.
square.
Hey, guy, how do you like my round cube? Anyway,
I have
triangle.
moved on to Coke, in case you're interested,
Well, we have the
and
same. I have two of those, but
lime vodka.
I drink coffee out of those.
Yeah,
What vodka?
I drink lime vodka.
Coke
Ooh.
and lime vodka.
So it's like,
Wait.
yeah, like a
Whoa, whoa,
Coke
whoa, whoa,
lime.
whoa. Hold on. You're mixing rum and vodka? Are you out of your goddamn mind?
Well,
You know,
no, they're not mixed here. They might be mixed
no,
in my belly.
they're
Blah
mixing.
blah blah blah.
Dude, you should not be mixing rum and vodka. That's a recipe
Why?
disaster. Why? You're gonna find out in about 20 minutes why.
There'll be
What?
hello across your forehead
Yeah,
from the
Dude, I
exactly.
do that all
keyboard.
the time.
You're gonna wake up. You're literally gonna blink, and when you open your eyes, you're gonna wake up, and it's gonna be like Monday, and Kevin and I are gonna be like way like gone for like days, and you're just gonna be like, "What happened to the podcast? What happened? Where's my family? What's going on?"
Wait,
How
you
is
guys
how is that
skipped
going
out
to
on the
happen?
fucking podcast. We never did it.
Yeah, you're like, "Where did everybody go? What's going on? What? It's September. What's happening? How long was I out?"
I don't think so. But
Vodka and rum. Okay, okay. You don't combine anything with rum, and you don't combine anything with tequila. You just don't. That's like a known thing. You don't drink other alcohols when you're drinking rum or tequila. They're very heavy.
it's not heavy. This is light shit. It's
No,
like
I don't mean heavy like you put it on a scale and it weighs a lot. I mean
no,
like
no, I don't mean that
it
either.
takes
It's
a
like
very large.
Clearly, his liver is
it's
used to
not
it.
like 90 proof. It's like
It's nothing to do with
70
proof.
proof.
Rum and tequila have a lot of sugar in it, so it's a very heavy alcohol. Vodka is not. Vodka like thins out your blood, like it breaks everything down. But the thing is, like the problem is, it counteract. By the way, I'm making all of this up as I go because I've
I
had
can
way too much
tell.
whiskey. But at least I'm smart enough to combine whiskey with more whiskey. I'm not
I
combining whiskey with meth.
I think essentially you're saying there's heavy sugar in some and much less in others,
I'm
and
not saying
that's
I shouldn't be saying any of that because that's completely bullshit. I'm
well,
like I said,
rum
I'm
is.
but I know for a fact you should not mix other alcohols with rum or tequila, for example. Like you
Oh,
just don't. That's a recipe for
stop
disaster.
it. You know
I'm,
what? It's a recipe
I'm
for
look,
tastiness.
no, I'm looking out for you, man.
You
All
just
right, I'm
like the
trying to
I
make
love
foo
you
drinks,
too.
Coke,
yeah.
Coke and lime vodka.
I just don't want to
Coke.
get that call in an hour where they're like, "Can you just we're sorry to bother you, but can you just come identify the body?"
No, I've done it before. It's not going to cause any kind of
Yes. I know you've
any
done it before. We
any.
have video evidence of you doing it before. It usually ends
Don't make
up
that noise.
with the podcast ending and you going, hey guys, you know what we don't do enough? I want you guys should all come over and just get naked and just a fucking this friendship.
We
Like
could do
I'm
that
trying to
in
keep away from it.
Kevin's mini pool.
Yeah, come on, it's awesome. I've been going in naked too, because it's like fucking
Oh,
private
that makes
nowhere land.
me want to go into it.
Yeah, cool.
Aren't
Ugh,
Oh
you
man,
naked
oh
anyway?
man, oh shit, is that snow outside? I can't make it. I'm sorry.
I'm naked
I
under
would
my
love to come to
bathing
your little
suit.
tiny hot tub where you're naked
It's
in
the
it,
same
but
thing.
I
The
just
water
have
is
other
touching
things.
everything anyway.
Quit
Uh,
poking me, Kevin. I'm trying to get comfy here.
Is that your jiffy or are you happy to see me? Because of the peanut
uh,
butter.
Skippy was bitching and moaning about Old Guard, but
No, we
what
finished the yoga conversation. That's it.
I
It's
know,
done.
I know, but what I didn't get a chance to bring up the shit that I wanted to bring up.
Which is you talked about your stupid EMP. Well,
No,
Kevin
no,
talked
no.
about your EMP.
So, like, okay, there's a new season of The Boys coming out
Hmm.
in like a week or two, which I'm
Nice.
looking forward
Yes.
to.
Yes. Absolutely.
And I just rewatched the first season because my wife hadn't seen it, so I figured, oh, that's a good reason to watch it again. Um, so we watched that, or I rewatched that. Um, and I rewatched Umbrella Academy before watching season two, which
I'm not done
I
with season two
fucking
yet, so don't spoil it.
I love that show, especially in the
Uh,
last episode when
I'm
the
not done
guy
with
did the
season one.
thing.
Damn it! Shush.
Yeah, what the fuck, Kevin? You're
so here's the
useless.
thing.
You're
Cause
a
now I'm
fucking useless
limited.
piece of shit.
Oh, shut your pie
I
hole.
love you, but
It's one of the shows that my wife will actually watch with me, so it's when we can coordinate.
The Umbrella Academy is a very good show, but so far my biggest problem with season two is that it's I'm only halfway into season 2. It is literally the same plot as season 1. That's my only problem. It is the same exact fucking thing. I'm not gonna say anything. I really don't
Well,
want to
did
say
season
anything
one
else because
resolve or no resolve?
So they
you'll see.
have
You'll see. It
they
builds up
have
to a certain thing. I mean, you know what? How far are you in season 1?
If I were to guess, it's like episode 4.
Is
oh my
five back?
god.
Should
Okay, hold
I?
on. Is 5 back yet?
So, there
No,
was
no, no,
the.
no. It's important. Is 5 back yet?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, he
he
Okay,
comes
comes
good.
back
back
in
All
in
right.
like
like
the
2.
first episode or
Uh,
something.
Okay, no, no. I
no,
wanted to make sure because I don't remember that well.
one gets like the reveal, like one has been transformed. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Okay,
The
so
one on the moon,
basically,
one
right,
number one.
right. So, yes, there is going to be a thing. Yeah, honestly, Umbrella Academy is one of those things where if you can't see where it's going, I don't know what to tell you. I think it's one of the most like obvious shows ever. It's really good. I do like it. But again, my biggest problem is that so far, halfway into season 2, it is literally the same plot as season 1. Like almost like it's even moving along in the same exact pace. Like at this point, halfway through the season, this is exactly where like halfway into season 1 where the show was.
Well, I'm gonna admit it. I don't
So
know where the end of the world is coming from. So like,
Are
I'll
you
maybe.
serious? Wait, hold on a second.
Oh,
Halfway into season
I
1,
thought
jeez.
that was kind of obvious.
yeah, are you serious? You really can't figure out the big twist in the end of season 1?
No.
Oh my god! I don't want to
Wow.
say it because when it happened, I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Yes, of
Dude,
course that was.
it's pretty like in your face obvious.
I don't want to say because I don't want to ruin it, but come on, dude,
No.
really?
No. I mean,
Really?
it's like,
Obviously,
One of
obviously,
these things.
I'm
obviously,
staring at
one is
Ellen
the
Page the
monkey
whole time.
fucks the little monkey, and monkey on monkey action it causes the end of the world. Do you not get it? You can't have monkey on monkey action.
I have no idea what you're saying, but okay.
I think you do, sir. I think you watch the Discovery Channel way more than you should.
No discovery. Somebody stepped on a butterfly? Come on.
Yeah. What?
No,
Anyway,
so Skippy, I understand what you're saying, and I kind of agree with that, but I with what they do with the rest of it is pretty. I enjoyed it. I
it's
thought it was
entertaining.
cool.
No. Here's the thing. It's not like the old guard where I'm like, okay, whatever, blah blah. It's obvious and etc. Like, the Umbrella Academy is legitimately a well-made show. Like the characters are great. Like the production value is awesome. Like it is a really really good show. Absolutely. Just because it's somewhat predictable, I
What's
don't think
the
it ruins it.
guy? What's the guy's name that can the character that can see the dead? What's his name again?
Klaus.
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 Klaus is
Awesome actor.
yeah,
He is
that
awesome.
guy's that guy's fucking awesome. He's even better in season 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's really good. I don't know where they fuck they found this kid. I haven't seen him in.
Yeah.
I've only seen him in one other thing where he was badly underused, but in general, he's an awesome actor. I love him.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, everyone's really good. It's one of those shows that's like perfectly cast, well shot. Like again, the production value is great. It's well written. The plot is almost secondary to the rest of it, which is really good.
Which of course was predetermined. Like it came from a comic. That plot exists already if you've actually read the comics, right?
So here's the thing. I feel that because I knew some, I never read like the comics, but I know something about it. I think I don't know. Maybe that made it more predictable. Maybe not. I don't know. I thought it was obvious with that. No, you know what? No, it's not because I actually pretty much knew what the ending was going to be like before I looked into it, and afterwards, when I looked at the comic, I was like, oh yeah, that's pretty much it. Again, I can't say anything. It has to do with some of the characters, but
Yeah, I like it's really so to me it's very eclectic. Like why are the freaking two bad guys that are traveling in time to go hunt number 5 are like wearing fucking stupid masks and
oh, those are
like
great.
it's like
Hazel
there's
and what's the name?
weird yeah.
They're awesome. They were actually my favorite part of the first season. I
But
love them. They're
so
great.
like there's a style that's going on that's clearly I
Yes.
guess comic
Yes.
booky or whatever. But
Yeah.
so that's sort of an appeal. And then I like the actors and actresses. They're. I'm not sure I like the dude with knives. He's kind of like a little weird, but all in all, the show was
You're
fine.
gonna grow to like him,
Yeah.
especially in season 2. He's really good. Yeah. I keep forgetting his name, but yeah. Blech.
Diego,
Ooh.
right?
Diego, yes. Yeah.
I said Laszlo, like my head went to all the what we do in the shadow stuff.
Actually, the only character, the only one out of all of them that I'm really not that into is number one, the big guy. He seems like the most like he seems like the less interesting character out of all of them. I mean, the actor is fine, but the character it's just like it's this big, strong guy that's also like the most emotional and the most like fragile. Like, okay, all right, eh.
The shit I don't like is, you know, we're in the whatever time they're growing up. What is it, like 90s, 80s, whatever? And like he gets transported to the moon to live, like
He's not trans.
exiled from the Earth. That's bullshit.
No, that
He's
will
not
make
trans.
sense.
Or yeah,
That
that
will
does
make
actually make
sense.
sense. There's a
It
reason
makes
for it.
perfect sense.
Yeah. Well, not perfect sense, but it makes
Not in
sense.
the first
Well,
four
it makes
episodes.
sense
It's like, what the fuck?
it makes sense in the sense of the story and the Umbrella Academy universe.
The only thing that really doesn't make sense is that technically Charlize Theron has been like immortal for like longer than another guy that lost his immortality power. Oh wait, no, that's a completely separate shitty Netflix production. My bad. I'm sorry. Yeah.
No.
Come
But
on,
anyway,
she talks the entire time about how they eventually lose their powers, and then she loses her powers. Come on, how fucking dumb is that?
no, it's at the exact time that she loses her powers too. It's
She's like,
like, oh,
hey, yeah, she's like, hey, you know what would suck? If I stopped being immortal, man, that would fuck
right
everything
now.
up.
It can
Ow, you
happen at any
shot me.
time. Oh,
Oh
it
no,
happened.
it's not healing. Oh, oh,
It's my
oh,
time now.
oh. Hmm.
You know,
That's
and
right.
what a shame we just can't look at life through Google Lens and
You
figure out all our problems, including mine.
Well, yeah, that went to shit at the
okay?
EMP
All right, no,
blast,
no, no,
Kevin.
no,
Where the
no.
fuck are you?
Oh, fucking Kevin
What?
segues. Oh my
Come
god.
on.
Dude, you are the worst. It's like I mean, okay. So yeah. So do you guys look at this link that I sent over to you?
I did.
Okay. So
Did
here's the
Fucking
thing.
cool.
I have a newborn. So, but I'm legitimately interested in this because I thought this was an interesting thing. So basically, what happened is that Google came out with a thing for their. Okay, they have a product called Google Lens, and it's part of their camera app. And basically, you can turn it on, and you can point it at a mathematical equation, and it gives you the solution to any equation and shows you steps along the way. So I have a lot of mixed feelings about this because first of all, like, okay, on one hand, yes, it allows kids to, or anybody really, to quote unquote cheat because you don't need to learn how to solve these things anymore. You can just literally point your phone at it and it'll show you everything you need to do. So you don't need to do that. And on the surface, it looks like it's a bad thing, right? Because oh man, now kids don't need to learn math. They can do this. They can just like point their phone at this thing that shows them all the steps. But here's an honest question. I want to know what you think. Does it fucking matter? Do we not invent tools in order to make certain processes easier and faster and more efficient so we no longer have to do them so that we can advance and focus our energy and our minds and intellects, whatever, onto other things?
So
Like
it's
just
funny
because you can't
because
do a
I would
problem on math equation, does it matter? Like, okay, I'm sorry, I'm almost done. Like years ago, teachers would be like, you need to learn math because you're not always going to have a calculator on you. And now
right.
we live in an age where we literally have a calculator
You
on us
have to
all the
have
time.
you like that's a requirement. You have to get a
Right,
scientific calculator for.
right. And some
So
people look at it and go, oh, these kids today, they're so lazy. They can just like ask their phone anything. Who cares? It doesn't matter. We also have
right.
cars and all these other things that make life easier.
I
So
would
is it a negative?
so I would yell at my daughter if she was using that,
Why?
because I want her. So, but listen, okay. The truth is, this is no different than like robots in the workforce and everything. Like people are like, oh no, you're not going to know how to use this or that, but that's just how things are going. And
But
like you
why do you
said,
hold on a second?
it's
But
going.
when you're making dinner, do you go out to the barn and churn your own butter?
No, no, not at all.
Well, then fuck
Exactly.
you. You're lazy.
Right. So and I totally agree with this, and I think it's useful. And the thing is that okay, in 20 years, when shit like Neuralink is as ubiquitous as fucking cell phones, you're just going to look at an equation and it's going to happen. I mean, short of the EMP blast when we all become blathering idiots because now that our brains are fried from the EMP blast. But it's
Thanks,
just
Elon
going to
Musk.
be, yeah, it's I firmly believe that, like, in 20 or 30 years or whatnot, this kind of shit is just going to be, you're going to see it.
Okay, so
You,
here's okay. Okay, so you're looking at
it,
okay. So there's two. It seems like there's two perspectives to this. You can look at this as a futuristic thing and go, things are going to keep moving forward. So the more we simplify any process, whether it's technical or mathematical or conceptual, makes life easier and lets us advance further. Then there's people like you saying, yeah, but what if all of a sudden we lose everything and something goes horribly wrong and we lose access to all of this and we
well,
have
I'm
to
kind of
basically
saying
take a step
both.
back? We're all going to be fucked because we don't know literally how to do addition at that point.
I'm kind of saying both. I mean, we're like that now. I mean, I know two phone numbers. I know my phone number and my wife's phone number. Ask me my kid's phone number. I don't fucking know. The robot knows. So you're just, it's offloading all of the more menial stuff, and whether or not you use that for something good and put that brain power to better use, or you put it to something like watching the old guard, that's up to you. But
No, but why? Hold on a second. But
Yeah,
why
but
wouldn't you? Hold on a second.
wait,
Wouldn't the
wait.
world be a better place if in let's say in like third or fourth grade we're teaching kids like theoretical quantum mathematics,
oh, absolutely.
as opposed to teaching them like fractions and shit like that? Like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Oh, sure.
like stop for a second. Back in the day, caveman, it's like, how do I killed chicken, how do I make it? It's like, okay, fire and whatever, and you do things in a
pretty sure
practical
cavemen
sense.
were not dealing with killing chickens. They were
Whatever.
killing woolly mammoths and
Yeah, I don't
dinosaurs.
think
My
chickens were
point is,
indigenous to.
yeah, shut the fuck up. So my point is, you're doing like
So
basis
cavemen were
stuff.
like, "Oh no, EMP go off,
Club
But
no
fire,
work more. Club
fire
no
no
club
work
work
no
no
work.
more."
more.
The the club
Oh
no the
God,
club
EMP.
doesn't tell me my friend's status. Uh, but my point is, everything we do is how to package it into something easier or automatic. So if, if we're talking about churning butter, we go to none of us, no, all three of us have never sat in front of like a cow, milked it and then done
How do
some
you know what I
fucking.
haven't done?
You
Yeah,
have
dude, there
fucking
was
never
this one
done
time
that.
in college
You
where
churn. That's a
I had a
different
lot to
butter.
do.
Come on.
No,
Okay.
that's how I learned. I got my skill in churning my own butter. I spent my first 20 years on a farm.
I got drunk in college once and
I
woke up
churn
with a
my own
huge
butter.
stick of butter in front of me. I was like, oh man,
I churn my own butter.
what
I just don't
happened?
think it has anything to do with this conversation. But my point is, like, though the knowledge exists, but what we're doing is asking something else to take care of it, so I can do the other steps. And then it's
Right.
like,
Right.
okay, I go to a store and I pick up a stick of butter and whatever. So this is like, math is very similar. It's like, yeah, okay, I had to learn my multiplication tables when I was a kid in elementary school, and it's like, now it's scientific calculators, and then it's going to be, Google Lens AI. It'll be some AI assistant saying, "Oh, that's this." And by the way, like, that article is Google acquiring a company that, like, so the process is to show you the steps, not just actually calculate it and give you the answer as much. So,
Yeah, it does explain it. It doesn't. Yeah, you're right. It
right,
actually explains to you
walks you
how it
through
arrived at the conclusion.
exactly.
But let's face
Right,
it. I
but
mean, if a
you're
kid
not
uses
going
it, a
to.
kid is not going to look at it and
Yeah.
go like, okay, a kid is not going to learn from it, basically.
Right. I agree with
But I
that.
don't think. But I don't think that's a problem. I mean, this
I
exists
don't
now.
think it is either, because
Do I actually know how to? Do I need to know how to churn the butter? Do I really?
No, you
Like,
don't. And this exists in every industry, by the way. Like as a graphic designer, I have Adobe accessible to me. Are you kidding me? If you talk to any graphic designer from 100 years ago, they're going to be like, "Holy shit. We used to manually have to set like letters and burn and expose photography to achieve the same thing that takes you 13 seconds. Actually, fuck
Yeah.
13 seconds. It does it for you.
yeah,
You literally just like click on a button and it creates these things for you.
yeah.
Oh
Do I
no,
need to know how,
absolutely.
do I need to know how to manually go into a darkroom, develop photos, and adjust everything? No, I don't. But we can also create much better things much faster because of it.
Well, and
I
I happen
know.
to think we need to accelerate these kind of things because, like, any tool that humanity can do to simplify some kind of process gets us closer to the proverbial next step. And
I
but
completely
if we
agree.
don't go fast enough, we will end up extinct. Now, I don't want to like open a giant can of worms, but that is kind of like if we don't
No,
add
you're
these
not. You're
tools.
not progressing. That's
Oh
how
yeah.
everything is progressed. Like writing was invented, and we didn't have to pass. You could
Stories
pass
around a
stuff down
campfire. Yeah.
from right, exactly. So that became quicker, and anyone could have access to it whenever they wanted to, and stuff like that.
Yep.
Wait, so
It's
does that
it's
mean we all agree on this? Because
No, no. I
it's
It's a
think
good tool.
I'm sorry. Like I said, I would if my daughter was using it for school and they didn't say use this, I would probably yell at her. But like and I believe that
seriously, if my kid
totally
came to me and
useful.
said, "Hey, I spent my week doing this other thing that's more productive because I use this Google Lens thing to do my stupid math homework," instantly, I'd be like, "Good
Oh, yeah,
fucking
yeah.
job. I'm so
I'm
I'm
sorry.
so proud of you. Well done."
I'm
Yeah.
sorry. You're a fresh parent. No, no. See, my kid would use that to breeze through her homework and then spend the next 8 hours watching anime or playing.
Wait, hold on. But let me stop you. But okay, so what? But that means your kid literally. Okay, so everything's a problem in need of a solution. If your kid finds a way to solve the
Solution.
problem, then she's done her job. Who the fuck cares how she does it? The
As long
tools
as
are no, the tool is available. You could also point to it and say, I can't believe you used a graphing calculator. Who cares? She found a solution and she
it
went on to
only
do
matters
something
if you're
else.
like breaking a rule that gets you that has high risk. That's what it boils
Yeah.
down to. Now we're
If she
talking
shows
about
it to
like
her, if she
social
shows it to her teacher
interaction.
and her teacher gives her an A+, and that means later she can get into a good college and keep doing this
Yeah,
fucking
cheat.
bullshit, then
Yeah,
It's
then let her do it.
all good
Who
until you
cares?
get
sure,
caught.
but well, no. Okay. So if
I mean, we all
she
know
needs
school is a
that
is a
for the
joke.
test, if she does that on her homework and then fails the test because she didn't know how to do it, that's one thing.
Come on,
If
COVID.
they're going to
All the
use
tests are
that,
open books now. Come on.
Yeah, tests are pretty much just literally here's a problem, find a solution. And actually, to be honest, like that's what it should be. Here's a problem, find a solution. If
I
you
agree
if
with
you
that. That's problem solving is a
outside of
much
outside of her
that's the
turning around
skill that you need to
and
know.
saying, "Hey, Dad, what's the answer to this?" If the kid can somehow put together a solution to a problem, let them do it. If
No,
it's
I
creative,
agree
if
with that.
it's a creative solution, there are schools that literally reward that type of thinking.
Yeah,
Maybe there
totally
should
agree
be
with that.
more schools that do that.
Yeah, it all boils down to cheating versus problem solving for real, and it becomes like a little gray instead of black and white there.
Yeah,
No,
but
I
but the thing is,
always
like,
try to
again, if
teach my
society
kid the
does end,
problem
if it's a zombie apocalypse, and all of a sudden your kid is stuck in a cabin and there's zombies, and invading, she's not gonna be like, ah, fuck, what the hell is, shit, I can't do fractions, we're all dead. Like
Yeah,
that's
but
not gonna
they're
happen.
not going to have. They're not going. So if the EMP blast happens and they don't have the Google to tell them everything, and they don't know how to do math from the beginning, then they're all fucked, and it's your fault. So
No, 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 no. What happens is if they are absolutely stuck in that solution, your kid is going to be able to find a better solution. They're going to find some goddamn useless nerd who's able to do math for them, and they're going to befriend them and use them to do all that math shit while they enjoy a nice, delicious can of beans. Yeah. No, I'm serious. It's creative. I honestly, I think that creative thinking and problem solving is a lot more important than knowing like a number of preset formulas. But that's just, my way because I happen to be a graphic designer and I think math is dumb.
You know what? Skippy as a dad, thoughts and prayers for this child.
Well,
Come on, that was good.
Look, she's not gonna know how to do math, but she's gonna be amazing at crayons. Not not and not like drawing with them, but like eating them. Like she's gonna be a champion crayon eater.
She just needs Google Lens to do the math.
Yeah, which crayons are safe to
what
eat?
color is this? What crayons are the tastiest?
Yeah, how do I make my poop purple? Oh, I eat a red and a blue crayon. Cool. Thanks, Google. Anyway, so yeah. Well, okay, so you answered my question. Like, I was very curious, and yeah, like I really didn't think like this is. I thought this was more or less a good thing.
No,
Really
I
did.
agree. I think it is
Me
too.
too.
It's interesting, and I'd love to know exactly what's behind that, because like, so you heard that, or I don't know if you heard, but Elon Musk,
True.
our Lord and Savior, said that the Tesla autopilot was getting a complete rewrite, and it was supposed to be like, when it's done, it's supposed to be exponential in like what it can do, and now it can avoid potholes and stuff when it's safe to do so, and all this other stuff, and just the processing and the learning and everything that goes behind that is pretty impressive. And
Cool. Is he
like,
gonna stop supporting Kanye West's presidential campaign anytime soon?
wait,
Does
does
he?
he support that?
Are you
Is
serious?
he just
Yes, he's
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 just
literally.
fucking with him, right?
Wait.
With Elon Musk, it's really kind of hard to say.
Well,
He's sort of
batshit
brilliant, but he's sort
crazy.
of insane. Yeah, that's the thing.
He's
Like,
creating a
Well,
tunnel to
look
Kanye.
at like
well, he's got
Nikola
all the he's
Tesla.
got all the characteristics of a supervillain. He's basically
Yeah,
brilliant, but he's insane. Like, what do you want? Like,
it's true.
Elon Musk is going to be a supervillain.
I
And
think
he's
you
got
have
a
to be
tunnel to
like
his
insane.
super
Yeah, he's building a bunch of tunnels under the
That's
fortress
earth,
true.
basically.
He's
Yeah,
got the Boring Company
he's
just
got artificial intelligence and underground tunnels. Why is nobody
and
stopping this?
space flight. Like what the
Oh
fuck?
yeah,
He's gonna own
and
the world.
space flight. Oh my God, Jesus Christ! Does no one ever watched a movie in their life?
there's like a some fucking mannequin in a car fucking flying across the galaxy.
Yeah, in a Tesla Roadster. Yeah, it's pretty insane. Seriously, it really is amazing. He's a billionaire who has
It really is
resources.
amazing.
Oh
When
my
you think
God.
about what he's achieved, it's like scary.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, but as long as the stock keeps going up,
Fascinating.
I'm
Fascinating.
fine. It's over 2,000. That's all
He
I'm
split
saying.
5 ways,
That's
right?
crazy. It was 1,200 like a week ago.
Dude, it was $180 less than 5 years ago.
But
That's
so when he
crazy.
split
I
five
told you to
ways,
buy it.
it's
I
down
told
to what?
everyone to buy
Two
it.
hundred
What's that?
something?
Huh?
He split though. They split 5 ways, right?
It's
Not
going
yet.
to
At the
split.
end of the month, it splits, I think.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Right?
Yep. Buy as
Yeah.
much.
So now instead of the $250, it's going to be like $400. They're undoing the whole reason they were splitting, just
I,
because they're.
I'm I'm telling you now, buy as many shares as you can.
Yeah, I could afford like a quarter of a share, but I'll
Just
do it.
I'm
I'll buy
yeah,
it.
buy all the Tesla shares you possibly can.
Yeah.
They're primed to
No.
hit 3K at their current price, so go for it.
So, and if you think about it,
We
I
are
think
not.
that this is all based on
Hold on. Public
what?
disclaimer: we are not actually able to advise you towards stocks.
Yes,
Oh
thank
God,
you.
do you actually have to say that?
We kind of
Oh
do,
God, please
yes.
don't listen to my financial advice. Good Lord, everything I just said, please don't do it. Jesus.
So now, if you think about it, um, the the uh, the stock price is pretty much based on Tesla motors and not on Tesla energy. And
It's fine.
that,
It's all the same company. It doesn't matter. Tesla absorbed everything.
Right.
yes,
It's just
but
Tesla.
okay, yes, but if you go to any, your normal layperson on the street and you say, what does Tesla make? They'd say cars. They don't know, I don't think most
Jerry, we
people
live in a
are like,
country where you go to a normal person and ask them to wear a mask, and they start screaming about the Second Amendment.
uh,
It's a bad
You
example.
go to a normal person and they're like, "Fuck those Tesla charging stations. I want to park there."
yeah,
Yeah, basically,
it's great.
like I can't plug my Ford 150 into a fucking Tesla charger. Like a pickup truck, America.
Yeah.
Murder.
Okay,
Drill,
but
drill, baby,
uh,
drill.
going back to what I was saying,
Back.
it's based on their their car manufacturing business, and I think Elon was just saying that he got like the price per kilowatt for their solar power like under $1.40 or something ridiculous.
It's really low.
Their solar roofs are cheap as
It's like a
fuck now.
third lower than anybody else. Yeah.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, and that can, if that's so affordable and useful and everything, and for a price of a normal roof you could now buy a solar roof. That seems to be a no-brainer.
No, it's not. No. It's not for the price of a roof. It's for slightly less than the price of a roof and solar panels. You can just buy a solar roof. It's not the
Is
same
that
price of.
is that with the new
Yes,
cost?
yeah, I
Oh,
looked into it because I am someone that had a roof replaced in the last few years, and replacing a roof at this point is incredibly cheap. So
no,
yes,
but I heard this like within the past week, the new
no,
price
no,
you
I
got.
know, I know, I know.
Oh,
Trust me, I looked into it. Yes, technically, a Tesla roof is cheaper, way cheaper than getting a new roof and solar panels on it. Like if
okay.
you're replacing a if you were actually replacing a roof and you're considering solar panels, you should just get a Tesla roof
Oh,
at this
so
point.
right.
Yes,
Uh-huh.
yes. But if you don't have the money and you just need new what do you call them? What are the roof things called? Not
Shingles.
Shingles,
Yeah,
thank you.
shingles.
Yes, if you're just getting the regular roof shingles, then no, it's still cheap. Dude, fucking getting a roof at this point, I don't realize how inexpensive it is. A new roof for like my house, which is a 2,400 square foot house, is like, I don't know, like 10,000, like not even $10,000. It's less than that. Which, I
That
mean, look,
sounds like a lot of
$10,000,
money to me.
$10,000 is a decent amount of money, but the thing is like, actually, no, I'm sorry.
I guess we
No.
don't
I
make
apologize.
enough as like a graphic designer. I don't just have that kind of
Oh
money to
yeah,
throw
that
around.
graphic designer money, let me tell you. Yeah, I'm not in horrible debt. No, actually it's less than, I'm sorry, it's more like $6,000 or $7,000. The reason it was 10 is because we replaced a bunch of gutters and all this other shit. But yeah, our basic roof is actually way cheaper than it used to be.
The
With solar panels, it's like almost twice as much, but a solar roof is somewhere in the middle of that basically.
so
And
you just have to make
Fair.
sure you have the right like solar index where your roof is gonna benefit from
yes,
kind
unfortunately,
of
Tesla
tile.
actually does not offer roofs in my area, which really sucks.
Oh, really?
I looked it up because I wanted to get them. I figured, all right, in a couple of years, I just want to replace my roof with a Tesla roof, and I cannot. They do not offer it in my area, which is
That's
weird
a
because I get an insane amount of sun. Like we are,
Yeah.
yeah. I would
I've
definitely be able
baked
to.
in front of your outside of your house because I wasn't allowed in it, but
Oh my God, you're a diseased rhesus monkey, and I gave you like chicken and waffles, you
that
asshole.
Yeah,
was good
come
chicken
on.
and
You had
waffles.
the
I have to say.
best COVID hospitality outdoor dining you could have ever experienced.
Oh, come on. I
It was
gave him
actually one of
lots
the
of
it was
good
actually one of the
whiskey.
most depressing experiences of my life. It actually it sounds like fun, but honestly, that was just really, really depressing. It was nice to see. It was really nice to see Jerry, but the fact that like we were literally separated by like three layers of glass, and he's sitting in like 90-degree heat eating this like rancid chicken that I made the night before, but I told him I just made, and but like, and we're just like
So funny
talking
that
through.
picture with like you at the door and and your wife like in the background further in, sort of like obscured before.
Yeah, well, I
That
mean,
was hilarious.
yeah,
No,
it
oh,
was.
you don't know the half of it. At one point, I was like, "Oh my God, it's so hot out. I'm gonna go like in the back of his yard and go in the shade." And he's like, "Oh, don't stand under that tree. That's where all the fire ants are." And I'm like, "Okay, I'll go to this other tree." And they're like, "No, something way worse lives
Here's
over there.
here's
Like,
the
So
just
we have
die
we have
of dehydration in front of the sun. That's your best bet."
we have 4 trees in our backyard, and every one of those trees represents like its own plague. It's amazing. Like one has like tarantula, that's right. One has like black widows. Another one has fire ants. The other one has probably AIDS. And like it's just it's like you cannot go back there. Like one has snakes.
wait. That the other
So
one probably has
all you see is
COVID.
me going like Jerry hiding under a tree, and I'm like, dude, don't go there. There's fucking black widows, and he's like, oh, okay, I'll just go to this other tree. And I'm like, no, dude, there's like fire ants over there. He's like, oh shit, that's terrible. Let me go to
Like,
this other tree. I'm like, no, dude, AIDS.
I'm like, at what point is your child going to go out here? Like, oh, little Skippy's going outside. I don't know if she'll ever come back.
No, there's serious like concerns. Like for example, like when we were buying like we were talking to somebody like a local advisor for what kind of grass to get, and they were like, oh yeah, you should get this grass. It's really good for blah blah blah. We're like, oh okay, cool. So we have a kid, and she's like, oh my god, do not get this grass then because snakes love this grass. We're like, okay, fine, all right, we'll get this other grass. She's like, no. Oh my god, you do not want this grass because like spiders love this grass. And it's like, okay, fine, Jesus Christ, we'll get this other grass. And she's like, no, you have a kid. You definitely don't want this grass. And we're like, why? Oh, you don't want to know. Just trust me, you don't want
The
this
gators
grass.
are gonna come up from
Yeah,
Florida.
basically. We're like, okay, can we get anything? They're like, yeah. How about you just like cement your backyard? Because you
Go.
don't
Get turf. Get
You could
astroturf.
go to the
basically.
north, the horrible north, where
Yeah,
like the
like you
worst thing
want
that we
when you
have
want
is
the snow.
squirrels.
Yeah.
We
You know
have
It's
what? You know what
squirrels.
happens? Every winter it kills all the bugs, and then you get to like wait for them to grow again next summer.
so we have bugs. So here's the thing. Here's how. Okay, we have bugs in North Carolina that you're supposed to theoretically leave alone because they kill the bad bugs. So we have these things called earwigs. Have you ever seen earwigs before?
Yeah,
Huh?
they look
Okay, so
nasty. They
yeah,
look
they're
like something
terrifying.
out of a horror movie.
Yeah, the first time I saw them, I was murdering them left and right. I was killing them, and then my wife is like, "What the fuck are you doing?" They eat like roaches and spiders and all these other like insects that are actually bad for you.
So,
Meanwhile, like,
Skippy,
yeah,
spiders eat other bugs too. You kind of want the
The
spiders too.
spiders are good too, except maybe
yes, I know. I've also left
Well,
most of the
except for the
spiders.
horrible poisonous ones that you have down south. But
No,
we
no,
don't
no.
talk.
Here's the thing. No, here it's funny you mention that because we have black and brown widows, and you're actually supposed to leave them alone because black widows eat bugs, brown widows kill bugs and black widows, and the only spider you're really supposed to be careful for is a brown recluse, which never ever really find their way this far west, except sometimes they do, and we found one in our shed. But other than that, they're great. Brown recluses, by the way, can kill a person.
yes.
It takes it's a little like it takes a few bites, but they can definitely no, but they actually can kill a newborn. So we have to be like kind of careful with that. Like yeah,
Can't
because we
let your
do it
kid outside.
Or
or let them
inside.
or let her fall asleep. Yeah.
Letter falls.
Basically, our infant has to stay awake all night with a flamethrower in her hands. It's the safest way.
Come on, Google Lens. Like, is that a brown recluse? Come on,
Yeah, and
tell
Google's
me.
like, yeah, and Google's like, if you have to ask, you're already dead. So,
Just move north where it's safer. Like there's no hope in the south. Get the fuck out of here.
well, again, I'm still hoping that something will go terribly wrong and I can just finally move to New Zealand like I planned.
Oh, thank God we don't have the murder bees. Like,
Yeah, what happened to that
Hornets.
whole
They're
thing?
hornets.
What happened to that whole thing? They made a big deal out of murder hornets, and like that never became a thing.
well,
They were talking
they
about it just the
exist.
other day. They found a male somewhere.
Yeah, they find like one or two, but come on, like no one has actually been murdered. Also, the biggest problem that so far has come up with oh yeah, no, you know what? No, fuck you and your just move up north, everything will be fine. You guys have two major problems. You guys have ticks and you guys have lantern bugs. So fuck you. You
Lantern
guys,
bugs?
Lantern bugs.
I
Ticks
haven't
are
heard of
definitely.
those.
Have you serious? Lantern flies? Lantern, what are they called?
I've never heard of those.
Are you
Yeah, I'm not
serious?
aware of this
I'm
epidemic.
dead serious.
It
Like,
is
what? No,
literally, it
please
is
educate me because I haven't heard of this.
hold on, let me Google this right now, since no MPs have
You know
gone
what I
off.
have? I have stink bugs and ticks, and the ticks are well taken care of.
Yeah,
Yeah,
ticks aren't a
no.
problem. You
Yeah,
go
okay.
out for a hike and you check yourself, and okay.
Lantern fly?
Yeah, lantern. Have you guys seriously never heard of lantern flies? It is a horrible thing that's happening in the Northeast. Has been happening in the Northeast for like the last 2 years. How have you never heard of lantern flies?
Because it's not that horrible
They're
and
not
it's
really around here.
affecting us.
Oh, they might not be around you.
They're in
No,
Pennsylvania.
no, in Pennsylvania they're really bad. It is like the locusts in the Pennsylvania. They're destroying everything. Well, don't look them up now. For the love, oh my
I
God.
did already. It's done. Yeah, the Atlanta flies aren't around me.
Oh well, don't worry, they'll get up there. Yeah, so ticks and lanternflies, yeah, you guys can have those
If we
because here's the
thought
thing.
Trump's
Because
our
those
enemy,
are
it's really
legitimate
the
like
bugs.
infestations. Those you cannot do anything about. You can't do anything about ticks either. I don't
I'm
care.
sure
You
you
tell me
could
they're
you could
there.
bring in
Burn them
black
all.
widows or
No,
brown
no, no,
recluses to eat
Oh
them.
my
lanternflies.
God, that thermos is
No,
so awesome.
no, you actually cannot do anything about lanternflies. I mean, you can, but they're all temporary solutions. They're really terrible.
But do they kill people?
No, they
I
don't.
let my kid out there. Would my kid come back as a horrible corpse or a zombie? Can I let my kid go outside?
No, but here's the thing. If I let my kid out, she's gonna become immune to all these poisons and everything. She's gonna come back covered in all kinds of warts and things and growths, and she's gonna be immune to it going forward.
Let me know how that
Your
works
kid
out
is
for
gonna
you.
be like, "Oh my God, a butterfly landed on me! Oh no!"
If your kid comes back a zombie or something, just I don't know.
I
Send me my books back or something.
all right. Well,
So,
I
oh my God, speaking about playing outside, so um, last weekend we went to a friend's house. He has a lake house, and we brought our
oh God,
puppy.
this is gonna be about freaking Jeff again. Jesus Christ.
No, not Jeff. This isn't Jeff. Jeff does not have a lake house.
Wow, Jeff doesn't even have a lake house. Wow,
No,
Jeff is
no.
just the worst.
Yeah, he is. But anyway, so we went to our friend's lake house, and we brought our puppy. We got our 3-year-old dog a puppy because we kind of made the plans.
Wow, what's it like to be that white and that entitled? I went to my
It's pretty
friend's
good.
lake house with my puppy that I got for my dog. Jesus
Well,
Christ.
hey, I got bit by his dog on the boat when we went out on the boat because we brought our dog on the boat, and his dog was like, "Fuck you, this is my territory." That was before my daughter went out on the jet ski, but I don't know what you're talking
Oh
about.
my
But
God.
anyway, um, so so my dog. This was the first time my dog was really exposed to water, and it was the cutest fucking thing. She was like splashing and like as she's trying to learn to swim and
You
splash,
mean
she's like,
like survive for her life and not
Yeah, it
die?
was so cute
no,
that when
no,
my
no,
dog was
no. You watch
drowning
this,
and I was just like filming it.
no, she was having fun, and my daughter was right there. My daughter could have helped her. My daughter was standing up. It was like all of 2 inches more than the dog was in, 2 inches deeper than the dog was high. But she was totally like loving the water. My other dog hates water, doesn't care for it. So today I went out and I bought her a pool. One of the little like
Kiddie
three
pool.
foot kiddie pools, hard plastic kiddie pools, and she's just like fucking splashing in this thing, and we're filling it up, trying to fill it up, and she's like eating the water and everything, and it's really cute. It's too bad that I'm gonna have to murder the dog, because she fucking started eating all my games, so I had like 3 or 4 shelves worth of games that I had to move. They're now just sitting in my office, and I have to find a place for them. because she started eating them. Skippy, you might know, like
I find none of this relatable.
I'm into these things called board games that you play with people that come to your house. Like Kevin knows, he's come to my house before and played board games, and I've gone to his house and played board
Yeah, and
games.
there's even this meetup group in the local vicinity. They had like a 1 year
Hey, I want to point
anniversary.
out the fact that about what are we? What's today? So 3 days ago, I sent you guys a thing about me buying a board game that we'd all be able to play,
No, that was a
and you
role
guys
playing
told me
game.
not. Well, whatever.
That
You didn't
wasn't a
want to play
board
it.
game.
Well, whatever. You didn't want to play it.
I told you I would GM it, and I gave you the website to go to have all the tools to do it.
What
Yeah,
the
but I
fuck
didn't
are
know
you
what that
talking
website.
about?
I didn't know what
No,
that
you
website was.
lie. You didn't say
Yeah.
that shit.
I did.
I
I did.
understand that. I understand
No,
that you
you
need like a
didn't.
dungeon master to run that game, and all of you said that none of you want to be the dungeon master, so this game would never ever
Yeah,
actually
That's
played.
exactly what I said.
no, you didn't. You lie.
No, you did
I
not.
did.
Yeah, thank you,
The
Kevin.
both
No,
of
you
us
did not.
observed
Yeah, you
perception
literally
is
said you would absolutely never
greater
do
than the
it.
truth.
Yep.
You
Sorry.
fucks.
Sorry,
Now I have
Jerry.
to.
Sorry, Jerry. You're drowning in your own bullshit.
No, you have
Hold
to
on. Oh
continue
wait.
with the story. Fuck that.
Screenshots.
Uh,
Everybody
You were like,
loves
I
the
don't want to do that.
screenshot.
no,
I
it
don't
was
want
a.
to GM.
You might have implied it as a joke, but you clearly were not
No,
interested in actually
no.
doing
I was absolutely serious. I don't know anything. Like I've never
it. Wait,
really
Jerry,
did
I
that,
can't hear
but I
you.
think that could be
Jerry,
fun.
Jerry,
Yeah.
I think your signal is bad. I can't hear anything you're saying.
Oh yeah, yeah. Wait,
I can't.
let me
What?
You're
calibrate. Let
breaking
me
up.
Jerry, you're
You're breaking up.
calibrate.
no, Jerry, you're frozen on my screen. What are you saying? All right, okay, Kevin, I think we lost Jerry. So it's a shame. He was a very vital part of this podcast, but he's
Wow,
gone now, so we're gonna have to go on without him.
you
Uh,
fucks.
You know
anyway, so
what?
it's a
I
shame
think
when
we have come
it's
to
weird
an
if
end
I can
of
almost
all
hear
of
his
our
voice, but
topics.
like
Yeah.
there's some weird grunt.
You're just sad because you didn't buy it, and you're
I
sad
am
because you're
sad.
down there in the fucking south. And if I were like, hey Kevin, no, seriously, come here, and he'd be like, oh okay, I'll come by, right, Kevin,
Dude,
right?
that
You
that
fucking lazy.
image doesn't mean shit. That doesn't promise years of GMing a game that sounds cool. That's like, I'm gonna, lightheartedly joke about some character,
I
blah
wasn't
blah.
joking. I would totally do
Yeah,
that.
fuck you.
Wow.
Wow.
Wow,
Holy
really?
shit.
Oh my
Kevin's dropping
lord.
the
I
bombs.
try to be
And it's
nice. I
weird
try to
because
be like,
Jerry
no,
can't
you know
even
what? If you guys want to do this, I'll do that. I'll take on that mantle. I will learn how to do this. I will learn the rules and stuff, and I think that could be fun. And,
it's so weird because like Kevin keeps dropping these bombs and Jerry can't even defend himself because he was disconnected so long ago because of poor signals
yeah.
and we can't
Uh,
even hear him anymore.
Oh my
It's a
god.
shame. Yeah, I miss Jerry. He was a
Oh,
good guy.
Jerry,
It's a
such
sh
a good
if I ever played a game,
participant.
I would totally make him the dungeon master, but he's not interested in it, nor is he here right now, so we can't do
yep.
anything about it.
Oh,
Yep.
the
You know what
level of
he's gonna do?
commitment from
He's gonna
Jerry.
go play with a real friend.
Oh, I
He's gonna
can't
go
hear
play
this,
with
Jerry,
Jeff.
so I'm just
He's
gonna
gonna
keep
go play
talking.
Barrage with Jeff for hours and hours, who's a real friend. And fuck
Oh.
you, assholes.
All right, this is
Okay, so despite everything, we
generating
somehow
some
got through all the topics in our list, and there's really nothing else worth talking about.
Yes, exactly. I agree.
Oh, fucks.
Yeah. Kevin, are
Yeah,
you okay
yeah.
wrapping us up without Jerry? I mean, he might jump back on at some
I
point,
know.
but
Yeah, I mean,
well, you know what? It's his fault. He mixed rum and vodka, so he's probably
Oh,
dead.
is
true.
that it?
Yeah.
And then he,
Yeah.
set off an
And then an
EMP.
EMP went off
Yeah.
in his pants. So then,
Now he's just drooling.
Oh, yeah. You fucks. You backstabbing
So,
fucks.
I mean, Skippy, what do you want to leave this episode with? Is like end
oh
of
yeah,
show
it's been so
commentary.
long. I forgot we do this whole thing. What are we in right now? It's August.
Wow,
Oh
I
man,
can't fucking believe it's August.
let's see. I've already given out my advice about mixing alcohol, and I mean, people have seen in real time what it does. You lose a third of your podcast to mixing alcohol. So you shouldn't do it.
Oh, he's gonna snort it. Wait, no, he's not there.
Uh,
I don't know what's going on right now.
I think it's a stroke, but I can't tell. Yep, he's dead. Anyway,
That confirms it. He was not there.
so yeah, basically just be more mindful when you mix alcohol. And that honestly, that's it. I was gonna get more political about it, but I'm not going to. I would just say just be very careful when you mix things because look at what can happen.
Yes.
Nothing good. Just nothing good. You just
Oh,
wind up drooling all over yourself with hands full of shit.
I hate
I'm
Bond.
gonna miss that fucker. He was good for a laugh.
Oh,
Also, excellent game board suggestions. There's this one game, Wingspan, that he loved. I'm gonna miss him and his fucking Wingspan. Anyway, Kevin, we're gonna move on to you. What do you got to say to the people?
oh, if I ever want to play a new role playing game,
No, it's
I'm
final
gonna
thought.
miss
It
the
doesn't have to be
fact that
about
he was
games.
around to GM, but I can't do it now because he's gone.
I'm sorry, that wasn't as funny.
Eh,
It was for us.
yeah, it was pretty entertaining. It was
Wait,
pretty
no,
entertaining watching you
don't
literally
acknowledge.
foam out of your eyes.
You know what? You know what, Jerry? Give us your final what to live by, words to live by.
Words to live by, or just my final message.
Your final message.
Fucking just talk.
I hope
Your
you
your closing thoughts.
die a slow, horrible death. Skippy by, I don't know,
No, this has
some
to be to the
horrible
people.
tick bite that you know, I don't know, slowly rots away his one good leg.
Jesus Christ.
No.
Oh my God. No, this has to
Wait.
be for the people. This can't be directed just to one person.
Oh,
Like
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
this has to be a
It's
good
just
heartfelt
general.
message to anyone listening. What would you like to leave them with? Excuse me.
Um. Well, I'm sad that no one, the world, posterity, will never experience our amazing Hellboy campaign. What it could have been. I think it could have changed the world, like Bill and Ted, and their new upcoming, movie, Bill and Ted Face the Music, which I don't know if
Dick.
I've been paid to announce that on our podcast. This podcast sponsored by Bill and Ted Face the Music. Uh,
Available for pre-order now, going
yeah,
live in
exactly.
6 days on August 28th. Order now on your I don't know what's out there, the iTunes or the Hulus. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what it's on, probably, but no. In all seriousness, enjoy what you have. Throw your dog, throw your child in the water, watch them splash around, and
Oh
and
my God, that's horrible
enjoy.
advice. Do not throw your child in the water. Jesus
No,
Christ.
no, seriously, no. Do that. That's honestly, that's a good thing. When babies inherently, like instinctually, know how to swim, like take them for swimming lessons, like when they're,
Oh yeah,
I
we're
don't
gonna
know,
do that.
6 months, 12 months old, and there are classes for that.
Just don't go to
And
safety swim, please. I have it. It's not. It's not okay. Go somewhere else.
no, I think
They
we
are
went
not
to
a
our,
sponsor.
our like local Y or something like that. But no, that like they learn to swim at a young age, and that kind of shit can save lives. Seriously.
Okay, so it's two pieces of advice directly aimed at me. One for me to rot in hell and die, and the
Yes,
other one to
yes.
teach my child how to swim. Thank you very much, Kevin. What do you got?
I already did mine, right? So we're
What?
done. Good
What
night,
did
Skippy.
What was yours?
I don't remember. Come on, for
If it was that
Masagabe's in, I'm
thoughtful and that
done.
profound, you
you?
could have remembered it.
Yes. Yeah. You rewind if you want to find out, Mister
Wait, Kevin,
Listener.
Kevin, have you drank the fourth? Are you done? Are you all done?
All the Masagaves are gone.
Oh,
Is your wife sober? Can she go to the store? Yeah. Oh, we're losing him. There he goes. There he goes. Oh, he's back.
I'll
Can your
get
wife
more.
go to the store and get more?
Nah.
That's scary. What happens if,
cool.
if they're all gone? If they're all sold out? What are you going to drink?
Well, I have my vodka. My
Oh,
Tito
okay.
is.
Oh
I
my
just
God, have
got.
you learned nothing about mixing? Okay, we're gonna end here before both of you just collapse
Not
with
No, no,
today.
no,
alcohol
no,
poisoning.
no. Do you
And
have? Can you find Dogfish Head 120 minutes? The 90-minute is pretty good, but that's only like 10% alcohol. The 120 Dogfish Head 120-minute IPA is like
Not into
it's
IPAs.
like 16 to 20% alcohol.
Not in.
It's like
That's
general.
crazy. Oh
Yeah,
my
it's
god.
good shit. It's good shit.
I mean, I might try it just for that, but the Masagave is a what is it called? A goose something beer, and then of course it's barrel aged in tequila barrels or whatever.
hey, I
That's
have a random question since we're obviously not gonna since we're not wrapping up this podcast. So honest question, like, okay, let's say in what are we in August, right? So August, September, October. In 3 months, right? If Trump wins the re-election, okay, am I the only one that's legitimately planning to get the fuck out of this country?
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind leaving this
Like this is an honest, like
country.
I'm legit, like I'm actually like 100% going to actively start to leave
I mean,
because I think the
No,
your
because I
job
think the
doesn't
repercussions are going
transfer
to be
as easily as our jobs do,
I want to
but
fucking hibernate. Like I seriously found my forever home or whatever in the middle of nowhere,
you're
but not
forever
really.
home. Oh my God, that's so. It's like, oh, you found your forever family.
No,
You've been
but
adopted,
seriously,
and you're not going to die on the
the
street.
Jerry.
my
Don't
point
forget,
is like I don't
he
have any
hasn't figured
intention.
out how the Umbrella Academy is going to end, and he thought Old Guard was a good movie. All right, I mean,
Gotcha.
what do you expect from
Gotcha.
this? This is
No,
like
Shh, shush it.
you're
I'm not. No, the answer is no.
Kevin is probably watching this, going, "I when are they going to take out the umbrellas? I don't understand."
no. We're planning on moving to those whatever the fuck the F islands that I sent you like
Okay,
a few.
I don't know where those islands are. Okay, no, I was just
They're
gonna be
in
curious
between
because,
Iceland and the UK.
ooh, okay, Iceland's amazing, by the way.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, because I'm 100% serious. If
But it's
Trump and the
cold.
Republicans are retaining power in some weird way, within
Yeah.
in less
No,
than two
that
years,
then
I will
That's
be
a fucked
gone.
up.
I will
yeah,
not
no,
be in this
our
country anymore.
government is just going to be a dictatorship. And Kevin, they're not cold. Actually, I mean, it doesn't get hot, but
What?
it
Which
doesn't get
part?
hot, which is nice. Oh, why can't I
I'm
remember
not
the
sure what
name?
the islands are
Something
called,
with
but I have to
F.
say Iceland. I mean, Iceland is fucking gorgeous. I would like. I think I mentioned it before. If my wife wasn't very just object to cold climates, which Iceland actually is pretty cold. It's not like terribly cold. It's not like a tundra. It's just cooler. But
Yeah,
like Iceland is gorgeous. I would
Did
love
you
to live in
it,
fucking
Iceland.
see
Beautiful
Eurovision?
country.
Did any of you see Eurovision? Come on. Like this
oh
is the
yeah,
encore.
I've seen that movie like 5 times already. 'Cause my wife loves it, and she always puts it on. The Faroe Islands,
Oh my god.
Faroe Islands. Oh my God, I'd love to. If I lived there, I would just be in a kayak all fucking day. They're fucking unbelievably gorgeous, and
Jerry,
the
Jerry,
temperature.
Jerry, 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 Jerry. I have
What?
to warn you. Jerking off in a kayak is very difficult. You're gonna
No,
capsize
dude,
every day.
I've done it. I've done it 100 times.
I believe it. All right,
I've got it.
cool, very
So
nice.
no, but the average temperature year round is between 35 degrees Fahrenheit and 55 degrees Fahrenheit. So it doesn't
That
get
sounds
super
horrible.
cold, but it doesn't get super hot.
What do you mean it doesn't get super cold?
It doesn't
32 is
freeze.
freezing.
No, 32,
Yeah,
but
but
he said
dude,
35.
when you've lived in like Milwaukee when you're like, oh, well, it's -10 Fahrenheit today
Well, yeah,
and
that's terrible.
windy.
Why would you
It's
not want
not.
to live in a more mild climate? That's why I keep bringing up New Zealand. New Zealand's literally
No,
like in the 50s to 70s year around.
no,
No,
that's
not over
that's
70. It's
ideal.
too hot.
That is ideal. I agree with that. But like Faroe
No, it's
Islands are
no,
beautiful too.
Kevin. It's like low 50s to mid 70s. It is
Yeah,
literally the perfect climate.
that's the perfect climate.
That's nice. I don't like over 70, quite frankly. 50 to 70 would
Right,
like
which
just
is why
adjust it
50
No,
50
70
to
it gets
5
it gets
shorts
to
degrees.
weather
mid
year round.
70s, mid like in the hottest months.
Yeah,
Maybe it'll
It's
hit
shorts
80 or
weather
sure.
something.
That's
year
cool.
round.
Maybe.
I agree. That's like it pretty close, but ideal would be 50 to 70.
Okay,
So
well,
I'm
you know
only
what?
shifting it
Your
by
opinion
5
doesn't matter because you apparently found your forever home, so nobody cares what you have to say.
No, you could just build that floor plan in New Zealand. It's
What
not
floor
that
plan?
different of his forever home.
Yeah,
They don't want American dollars.
yeah, I know. But anyway, all right. I think this is a good place to
Hey,
wrap up. And since
okay.
Kevin, who is
Yeah.
the lead in this podcast, is not doing it, we're just
I
naturally
think
gonna.
this is a perfect time to wrap up this podcast.
See, I want
Good,
to
Kevin.
know how Skippy was enjoying his rose gold misfit vapor X.
Look at this. Look at this. This is
I
this is
know.
this is baller. This is fucking baller.
I know
Rose
with the white
gold,
band.
a rose gold watch. And so the funny thing is, it's funny you mentioned that because the day it arrived, I put it on my arm, and I walked downstairs,
You
and
got the same band.
yeah,
I
yeah.
no, mine's gray, not
No, it's
white.
Oh,
great. It is great. It's like off.
oh, it's
It's not
white.
great. It's like an off
No,
white.
no, yours is white. I bought a
No,
second
Kevin, it is
Is it
literally the
bone?
same exact thing you
Is it
bought.
bone or
It is
ivory?
the same
one. No,
exact one.
no, I
Yeah, we
switched it
bought
out.
the same. Oh my God. Okay. Anyway, we bought the same exact thing. But anyway, I remember like I put it on. I walked downstairs, and my wife goes, "Aw, you got me a watch. That's so cute." And I'm like, "No, I bought it for." She was like, "Oh, you're just gonna walk around the house wearing a woman's watch? That's cool."
See, I have the black one, but it has
I can't
the
see it.
band that
It blends so well with your manliness. I can't
yeah,
tell.
it has
It's
the
This is
John
the
magnetic
Cena.
white.
band
This is the
that
gray.
Kevin had.
Kevin,
Kevin,
I got the same thing as you did. It just looks different in the camera. It is literally the same exact freaking watch.
No, yes,
Oh my God.
but I
no, yes.
ordered the gray band.
So did
So
You're
I.
not
this
It
paying
just
attention.
Kevin
Yeah,
had
yeah.
this band
I
on his
like
old
that.
watch, and
I
it's
don't know
great.
how to get. I
It's
want to
all
buy
like
one of
metal
those.
mesh, and it's magnetic. So
Yeah,
there's you
why
just
do you
it's like
here's the real question. Why do you think that anybody wants to listen to this?
nobody does. So
dude, they
Exactly.
let's say
don't, and we
goodnight.
have the metrics to prove it. So it doesn't
Oh,
matter.
shush it.
We're just
Goodnight.
talking to ourselves, which is fine.
It's for our own entertainment.
Okay.
Exactly.
Hey Kevin, I think you should wrap this podcast up
Yeah.
professionally so I can
Okay.
stop recording it.
And with that, we'll finish the podcast. Good night, Skippy.
Okay. So welcome back everybody, by the way. It's been a long while, but it's nice to have everybody back. So let's make this a more regular thing at this point.
Sure.
Okay.
All right, I still can't hear Jerry, but Kevin, it was really nice to see you again, and I'm hoping you'll be back for the next one. At some point, we'll get Jerry back.
Believe it or not, I'm walking on air. Since you can't hear me, I can sing this song. It's okay because you can hear me. Who could it be?
This is why you need
Believe it or not,
EMPs.
it's just me.
This has been a production of
It's just me.
Studios.